the Earth, or hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, the elements that are essential for life. Other elements are spectacularly unfamiliar. For example, hafnium, erbium, diprasium, praseodymium. Elements we're not in the habit of bumping into in everyday life. By and large, the more familiar an element is, the more abundant it is. There's a great deal of iron on the Earth, not all that much yttrium. The fact that atoms are composed of only 3 kinds of elementary particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons, is a comparatively recent finding. The neutron was not discovered until 1932, and it, like the electron and the
Shoot the
proton,
station, Smurfberry, but I don't have any guns to shoot the station. No guns.
Of the sensible world to an astonishing
No guns on this fancy ass ship right here, which I have dubbed Uber.
Essentially,
it is Uber. It is the Uber ship. Uber. Uber.
A neutron is electrically neutral, as its name suggests.
Yeah, passenger runs.
As a positive
I spent
and
a lot of Skrilla.
Since every atom is electric,
I gotta earn some monies.
the number of protons in the nucleus must equal the number of electrons far away in the electron cloud. The protons and
What I really should do is just go kill Goids. It's very slow money, but at least it's fun money.
The nature of a chemical element depends only on the number of.
But at least this way I can watch some Carl Sagan.
Chemistry is just numbers, an idea which would have appealed to Pythagoras. If you're an atom,
I actually just got started. How's the stream look? I keep getting warnings from Restream that it's disconnecting and crap.
3 lithium, 4 beryllium, 5 protons boron, 6 carbon, 7 nitrogen, 8 oxygen, and so on, all the way to 92 protons, in which case your name is uranium. Protons have positive electrical charges, but
Boy, it almost seems like these guys all want economy cabins.
So why does the nucleus hold together? Why don't the electrical repulsion of the protons make the nucleus fly to pieces? Because there's another force in nature, not electricity, not gravity, the nuclear force. We can think of it as short-range hooks which start working when protons or neutrons are brought very close together. The nuclear force can overcome the electrical repulsion of the protons.
I gotta look at something.
Neutrons exert nuclear forces, but not electrical.
Only been here
forces.
3 minutes?
They
Okay,
are a kind
well.
of glue which holds the atomic nucleus together. A lump of 2 protons and 2 neutrons is the nucleus of a helium atom, and it's very stable. 3 helium nuclei stuck together by nuclear forces makes carbon. 4 helium nuclei makes oxygen. There's no difference between 4 helium nuclei stuck together by nuclear forces and the oxygen nucleus. They're the same thing. 5 helium nuclei makes neon.
On the meat planet?
lithium,
I've never heard of this meat planet.
10 makes silicon. 8 makes sulfur, and so on.
Dang, where's that Python build I did? Oh heck, I just need to see.
Every time we
Bear
add
with me, I'm trying to
one
figure out
proton and enough neutrons to
the
keep
best
the nucleus
possible
together,
build
we
for
make a new
the highest
chemical
payout.
element. Consider mercury. If we
And
subtract
bask in the glory of
one
meat.
proton from mercury
Well, right now I'm just watching
and
the
2
Twitch
neutrons,
stream.
we convert it into gold, the dream of the ancient alchemists. Beyond element 92, beyond uranium, there are other elements. They don't occur naturally on the Earth. They're synthesized by human beings and fall to pieces pretty rapidly.
Weird.
Them, element 94.
So my stream did disconnect.
And is one of the most toxic substances known.
It seems to be okay now.
naturally occurring chemical elements come from? Perhaps a separate creation for each element?
Weird.
But all the elements are made of the same elementary particles. The universe, all of it, everywhere, is 99.9% hydrogen and helium, the two simplest elements. In fact,
Yeah, it looks okay to me.
was detected on the sun before it was ever found on the Earth. Might
I'm
the
watching my
chemical
own stream.
elements
Yes, that's
have
right.
somehow evolved from hydrogen and helium? To avoid the electrical repulsion, protons and neutrons must be brought very close together so the hooks, which represent nuclear forces, are engaged. This can happen only at very high temperatures, where particles are
So,
moving so fast
economy
that it needs
cabins
time
on a
for
Python,
electrical
huh?
repulsion to act. Temperatures of tens of millions of degrees.
Deal.
Such high temperatures are common in nature. Where?
Okay.
In the insides
I could
of
do...
the stars.
I could definitely do some 5E economy class passenger cabins. I wonder if I can go get some of those somewhere near here.
Atoms are made in the insides of stars. In
Yeah,
most
they
of the
really
stars we
don't.
see,
And
hydrogen
look, I
nuclei are
mean,
being jammed together
let's
to
see
form
here.
helium nuclei.
The ones that I can't pick up that are paying $4 million
A photon of
each
light is generated.
are economy.
This is
So
why the stars shine.
let's see if I can find those again. Alright, requirements not met.
Stars
Economy
are born
13.
in big
Economy
clouds of
15.
gas and dust, like the Orion Nebula, 1,500 light years away, parts of which are collapsing.
Economy
under
14, 15, 13. All these high paying ones.
Collisions among the atoms.
There's 5 million, but it's not a
In its
serious.
interior, hydrogen begins to fuse into helium, and the stars turn on.
There's one for 3.3 million. What is it? It is economy 10. So they're all economy.
Stars are born in batches.
Basically, all the high paying
Later,
ones
they
are economy.
wander out of the nursery to pursue their destiny in the Milky Way. Adolescent stars, like the Pleiades, are still
Now, is it always going to be
surrounded
that
by
way?
gas and dust.
Yeah, look at that. Another
Eventually,
economy.
They journey far from home.
Economy 13, economy 15.
Somewhere, there are stars formed from the same cloud complex as the Sun, 5 billion years ago. But we do not know which stars they are. The siblings of the Sun may, for all we know, be on the other side
Yep.
of the galaxy.
Looks like I have screwed up. I need to go
Perhaps
buy
They
some.
also warm nearby planets, as the Sun does.
That sucks.
Perhaps
I have to go buy
they
some
too
economy class
have
passenger
decided
cabins now.
over the evolution of life
How many do I
and
need?
intelligence. The Sun is the nearest star, a glowing sphere of gas.
Nice.
shining because
Bruno
of its
Hub.
heat,
That's not
like
far
a
away.
red-hot poker.
Okay. Things are looking optimistic
The
here.
surface we see in ordinary visible light is at 6,000 degrees centigrade. But in its hidden interior, in the nuclear furnace where sunlight is ultimately generated, its temperature is 20 million degrees. In X-rays, we see
Alright, I'm not
parts
gonna
of
pick up
sun
any
that
passengers
is
yet.
Ordinarily invisible, its million-degree halo of gas. the
I've
solar
got to go get
corona.
some economy class.
In ordinary visible light, these cooler, darker regions are the sunspots. They are associated with great surges of flaming gas, tongues of fire, which would engulf the Earth if it were this close. These prominences are guided into paths determined by the sun's magnetic field. The dark regions of the X-ray sun are holes in the solar corona, through which stream the protons and electrons of the solar wind on their way past the planets to interstellar space. All this churning power is driven by the sun's interior, which is converting 400 million tons of hydrogen into helium every second. The sun is a great fusion reactor in which 1 million Earths would fit.
What are you up to tonight, Smurfberry Barbecue?
150 million kilometers away.
Same thing?
It is the destiny of stars to collapse. Of the thousands of stars you see when you look up at the night sky, every one of them is living in a
Dang, 1400 light years.
initial collapse of a dark interstellar gas cloud to form the star, and a final collapse of the luminous star on the way to its ultimate fate. Gravity makes stars contract unless another force intervenes. The sun is an immense ball of radiating hydrogen. The hot gas in its interior
Investigating a Type O system.
The gravity tries to
Uh-oh,
make
did you
the
find
sun
Raxla?
contract. And the present state of the sun is the balance of these two forces, an equilibrium between gravity and nuclear fire. In this long middle age between collapses, the stars steadily shine.
Hey, it's totally possible
The
that you
nuclear
could have
fusion
found
is
it.
exhausted,
Just
the
wait.
interior cools, the pressure
I hear you gotta prove
builds up,
yourself, though. If you find them, you have to actually
and
fight
the
them,
collapse
the Raxlians, to get their
There are three
respect.
ways that stars die. Their fates are predestined. Everything depends on their initial mass. A typical star with a mass like the sun
Hey, me too.
will one day continue its collapse until its density becomes very high, and then the contraction is stopped by the mutual repulsion of the overcrowded electrons in its interior. A collapsing star twice as massive as the sun isn't stopped by the electron pressure, and it goes on folding in on itself until nuclear forces come into play, and they hold up the weight of the star. But a collapsing star 3 times as massive as the sun isn't stopped even by nuclear forces. There's no force known that can withstand this enormous compression. And such a star has an astonishing destiny. It continues to collapse until it vanishes utterly. So every star is characterized by the force that holds it up against gravity.
I was hunting for some volcanism on a moon that should have been a surefire place for it, but came up empty-handed after 3 days. Oh my goodness.
White dwarf. If the sun shrunk to the size of the Earth, a collapsed star supported by nuclear forces is called a neutron star. It's a sun shrunk to the size of a city. And a star so massive that in its final collapse it disappears altogether is called a black hole. It's a sun with no size at all. But on their ways to their separate fates, all stars experience a
Dangerous.
premonition.
Oh, 7 Jack Bandit. How are you today?
Collapse. The star shudders, briefly swells into some grotesque parody of itself. With its last
Are you just farming raw materials, Smurfberry, or are you actually just looking for cool stuff to look at?
5 billion years from now, there will be
I
a
did some
last
fun shit today with some friends.
on Earth. Then the sun will slowly change, and the Earth will die.
Jack Bandit just got home from work.
There is only
Oh, you know, it's going.
in the sun.
I'm just doing passenger missions.
Converted to helium, the solar interior will continue its
And yawning.
the higher temperatures in its
Watching some Carl Sagan while I hang out here and chit-chat with Smurfberry Barbecue,
will become slowly warmer.
who says, got it bookmarked and I'm gonna probe it once Q4
Will evaporate and
or the beta drops and see how much was there, but impossible to find. Looking for it for the sake of its rarity and difficulty to find. So, I happen to know of someone who made someone who made a spreadsheet of ice geysers and volcanic events. If you're curious, give me just a sec here.
In its final agonies, the sun will slowly pulsate. By then, its core will have become so hot that it temporarily converts helium into carbon. The ash from today's nuclear fusion will become the fuel to power the sun near the end of its life in its red giant stage. Then the sun will lose great shells of its outer atmosphere to space, filling the solar system with eerily glowing gas, the ghost of a star, outward bound. Perhaps half the mass of the sun will be lost in this way. Viewed from elsewhere, our system will then resemble the Ring Nebula in Lyra, the atmosphere of the sun expanding outward like a soap bubble. And at the very center will be a white dwarf, the hot, exposed core of the sun, its nuclear fuel now exhausted, slowly cooling to become a cold, dead star. Such is the life of an ordinary star, born in a gas cloud, maturing as a yellow sun, decaying as a red giant, and dying as a white dwarf enveloped in its shroud of gas.
Oh, it's someone else's find, so you don't want someone else's find. I see. So there is kind of a... You want a unique one.
Suppose, as we traveled through interstellar space in our ship of the imagination...
Yeah, you know, that makes sense.
...the cold, thin gas between the stars, we would find a great preponderance of hydrogen, an element as old as the universe. We would find carbon...
Well, you can do that. You can report them to Canon. That sounds cool.
Hydrogen are those most easily made in the stars. But we would also find a small proportion of rare elements, praseodymium, say, or gold. They're not made in red giants. Such elements are manufactured in one of the most dramatic gestures of which a star is capable. A star more than about 1.5 times the mass of the sun cannot be a white dwarf.
Spreadsheets for days.
By blowing itself up in a titanic stellar explosion.
Give me a sec, guys. I'm updating something here.
There has been no supernova explosion in our province of the galaxy since the invention of the telescope, and our sun will not become a supernova. But in our imagination, we can fulfill the dream of many earthbound astronomers and safely witness, close up, a supernova explosion. Most of stellar evolution takes millions or billions of years, but the interior collapse that triggers a supernova explosion takes only seconds. Suddenly, the star becomes brighter than all the other stars in the galaxy put together.
There we go. One down. Ooh, some crazy stuff going on the show there. 15 more jumps. Man, it takes a while when you stop to scan stuff. No kidding, I'm so hyped for the new update. You have no idea.
Of this alien system. But if their own sun went supernova, it would be an unprecedented catastrophe. Worlds would be charred and vaporized. Life, even on the outer planets, would be extinguished. In our ship of the imagination, we are now backing away from the star. But the explosion fragments, traveling almost at the speed of light, are overtaking us. Individual atomic nuclei, accelerated to high speeds in the explosion, become cosmic rays. This is another way that stars return the atoms they've synthesized back into space. The shockwave of expanding gases heats and compresses the interstellar gas, triggering a later generation of stars to form. In this sense also, stars are phoenixes, rising from their own ashes. The cosmos was originally all hydrogen and helium. Heavier elements were made in red giants and in
What the hell? How do I make a link?
Blown off to space, where they were available for subsequent generations
There it
of
is.
stars and planets. Our sun is probably a third-generation star. Except for hydrogen and helium, every atom in the sun and the Earth was synthesized in other stars. The silicon in the rocks, the oxygen in the air, the carbon in our DNA, the gold in our banks,
There.
the uranium in our arsenal.
Sorry, I had to update all my streams. They had the wrong,
Thousands of light years away and billions of years ago.
wrong thing on them.
Our planet, our society, and we ourselves are built of star stuff.
We're in a lava tube, a cave carved through the earth by a river. To do a little experiment,
The system was discovered by I need to stop.
Geiger counter.
77. Are you scanning every single planet regardless of how much it's worth?
And a piece of uranium ore.
Good grief.
Now, the Geiger counter is sensitive to high-energy charged particles, protons, helium nuclei, gamma rays. If we bring it close to the uranium ore, the count rate, the number of clicks, increases
You
dramatically.
know what? That looks all squished.
We also have a lead canister here, and if I drop the uranium ore
Into the canister, which absorbs the radiation, and cover it up,
I then find the count rate goes down substantially, but it doesn't go down to zero. What's the source of the remaining counts? Well, some of them come from radioactivity in the walls of the cave. But there's more to it than that. Some of the counts we're hearing right now are due to high-energy charged particles
That looks
are
better.
penetrating the roof of the cave. We are listening to cosmic rays. Every second they are
Gonna get your name on it. Jump to the next one already. Bet you didn't scan the 77 objects
They don't
one.
do much damage. Cosmic rays
Get back there.
bombarded the Earth
Scan that shit, or I'm gonna come get it.
life on our planet, but they do cause some mutations. They do affect life on the Earth. The cosmic rays mainly
So, Smurfberry, are you, oh, you're gonna skip to the 77 one. Gotcha.
To do this, they have to be very energetic.
Did you, are you excited for the exploration updates?
Speed of light. Think of it.
Sounds like you are, because you're already out there exploring. You gonna multi-crew anybody?
In space and produces cosmic rays, which spiral through the Milky Way galaxy for
What about Jack Bandit? Jack Bandit, are you gonna multi-crew anybody?
some of them strike the Earth.
Go get some double names on some planets?
This Geiger counter and us. The evolution of life on Earth is driven in part through mutations by the depths of distant stars. We
You
are
loathe the honk change?
tied.
Oh, just wait. You're gonna make so much money now doing exploration.
our ancestors knew this well. The movements of the sun, the moon, and the stars could be used by those skilled in such arts.
I
to
think
foretell the
people...
seasons.
Yeah,
The
well,
ancient
that's why most
astronomers
people
all over
explorers.
world
The
studied
money.
night sky with care, memorizing
What don't you
and
like about the
recording
honk
position of
change?
every visible star.
Are you just a jump honker? Is that what
The
you are?
appearance of any new star would have been significant.
Makes it more tedious. It's faster though, isn't it?
The apparition of a supernova, brighter than every other star in the sky.
On July 4th, in the year 1054, Chinese astronomers recorded what they called a guest star in the constellation of Taurus, the bull. A star never before seen burst into radiance, became almost as bright as the full moon.
How will it be slower? You can't possibly fly faster than you can just flip around and scan stuff.
A high culture, rich in astronomical tradition. They too must have seen this brilliant new star.
Are you not very good at using turret weapons or something?
Of the remains of a charcoal
Like,
fire, we know that in this
you understand that you'll be able to get the scans that you're getting right now instantly, right?
Century. The people were the Anasazi, the antecedents of the Hopi of today. One of them seems to have drawn on this overhang protected from the weather a picture of the new star. Its position near the crescent moon would have been just what we see here, and the handprint is perhaps the artist's signature. This remarkable star is now called the Crab.
You can identify volcanism from the system map without needing to do a detailed scan of the planet. You use that information to decide if you want to stay in a system to explore, but with no system map, you will be forced to scan things just to reveal them on the map. I guess so. What kind of
Imagine the night when that colossal stellar explosion.
Yeah, that's rough, but I want to know what kind of planets have volcanism on them. 8 or
1,000 years ago, people gazed up.
Oh man, I have so many of those already.
Star and wondered what it was. We are the first generation privileged to know the answer. Through the telescope, we have seen what lies today at the spot in the sky noted by the ancient astronomers, a great luminous cloud, the remains of a star violently unraveling itself back into interstellar space. Only the massive red giants become
I think I'm going to keep the 2 business class
supernova
3Ds.
a red giant. In the history of the
Ah, it's such a hard choice.
Millions of red giants have become supernovas.
Easiest way to identify is by their orbital configuration. Bodies that are closer to their parent object, or are binaries, almost always going to have it. Texture is also a strong indicator, as is size. So you're saying that you can't identify it by what type of planet it is. You have to actually see it by its orbit.
Neutron star matter.
Doesn't make sense though. A volcanic planet should have a certain type, and then in the new scanning tool you'll be able to just identify that one type and scan it. Wouldn't it be just a metallic planet?
Emerging out the other side, perhaps in China. The people there might be walking along, minding their own business, when a tiny lump of neutron star matter comes
Screw it, I'm going to put economy. All economy.
and then falls back again.
Any type can have volcanism. Well, dang, that sucks. You must be one of the few where they're making the change and it affects you. That's too bad. Maybe you'll find out that it's not so bad. Or you'll be able to change how you do things a little bit.
By the time it's at rest at the center of the earth, the inside of our world,
It's too bad. I understand. That sucks.
Swiss cheese.
Well, maybe you'll stop exploring and do something else. I don't know what to tell you. That's a bummer, but I have to say that not everybody's going to experience the same way you are and begrudgingly participate. Yeah. Well, all I can say is that, you know, not everybody is as unexcited as you are for the change. I think it's going to make multi-crew absolutely amazing.
force that would pull it down.
For once, people are going to have something to do with each other in the game. And I think that matters more than anything. Like,
Alice and her colleagues feel
yeah, this game's fun to play solo, but they really need to get that multiplayer stuff going, you know, like...
At lower gravity, things get lighter. Near 0 G,
not bad. That's bad, though. Oh, well. 29.84.
Dangerous.
Hey, Crow! Welcome to the group.
It's raining tea.
Yeah, Smurfberry. It's going to be great for most people. Yeah.
A couple of parties like that myself.
Hopefully, I hope for your case that you will enjoy it. Yeah, probing is going to be fun. Definitely. I'm going to probe Uranus. Oh!
By special dispensation, the Cheshire Cat. As a kindness, we remove them. At thousands of Gs, trees become squashed. At 100,000 Gs, rocks become crushed.
I heard somebody say they're going to try and shoot probes at other ships and Super Cruise. Do you think that'll work? Probably not.
A beam of light feels the gravity and begins to bend back on itself. Curiouser and curiouser. Such a place where the gravity is so large that
If
even
Kovas doesn't say something when I probe Uranus, I'm filing a complaint.
Black holes were theoretical
No shit. That's good. Good stuff right there.
Verified the invisible.
Alright, I gotta create a new bookmark, guys. I'm doing Robogo Mines now.
Companion to be an intense X-ray source called Cygnus X1. These X-rays are like the footprints of an invisible man walking in the snow.
And then I gotta go to my bookmarks and give it an underscore.
The X-rays are thought to be generated by friction in the accretion disk surrounding the black hole. The matter in the disk slowly disappears down the black hole.
It's all the good probes are going to be taken by beta users. It was Baze that said he was going to try hitting ships. That's right, it was Baze, wasn't it?
Producing great jets of radiation pouring out into space.
I want to edit the bookmark. I don't want to delete it.
At high enough density, the star
There we
winks
go.
out and vanishes from our universe, leaving only its gravity behind. It slips through a
And now it's at the top.
in the space-time
Oh, I can
continuum.
probably delete
The
that.
black hole is a place where a star once was.
Here we have a flat two-dimensional surface with grid lines on it, something like a piece of graph paper. Suppose we take a small mass.
Anything that happens in beta shouldn't affect the live build. Yeah, Smurfberry, you're right. Anything that happens in beta stays in beta.
Third physical dimension.
I've heard crazy things about betas, though. I've only been playing the game for 6 months or so, 5 or 6 months. I heard about one beta where all the engineers just took iron to engineer your ship. So you could literally fully engineer a ship just on iron. I thought that was pretty entertaining. Yeah. Let's hope you parked in a good spot when they snapshotted your account, right?
So, by this analogy, a black hole is a kind of bottomless pit. What would happen if you fell in? Well, assuming you could survive.
I know it's probably too late now, but I was hoping I'd have enough money to buy one of the new ships in the beta.
By plunging into a black hole, you might emerge in another part of space.
Still contemplating which systems you want to snipe? Well, I know that Malik's planning on scanning that one system that has like 100+ planets in it.
A network of wormholes, something like the wormholes in an apple, although by no means is this point demonstrated. It is merely an an exciting suggestion. If it is true, then
I think it had like 151 or 152 planets.
Interstellar or intergalactic subway, which would permit you to get from here to there in much less than the usual time.
Yeah, I think that's his favorite system, though.
Rapid transit system.
We cannot generate black holes. Our technology is far too feeble to move such massive amounts of matter around. But perhaps someday it will be possible to voyage hundreds or thousands of light years to a black hole like Cygnus X1. We would plunge down to emerge in some unimaginably exotic time and place. Our common sense notions of reality severely challenged.
Now, why does Carl Sagan say time and place right there?
The cosmos is infested with wormholes, every one of them a tunnel to somewhere. Perhaps other
He thinks wormholes are time travel?
Technologies are today riding the Gravity Express.
Yeah, there's one with 152 or 155. I can't remember.
To another and quite different universe.
Wow. Wormholes between black holes. You think that's real? Do you think that black holes are wormholes to other galaxies? Yeah, I'm sure people park their accounts right where they want to go scan. I'm thinking maybe Merope or Maya, that black hole. Oh wait, you can't do black holes. Maybe all of the systems where the Thargoid structures are. That'd be a good one to scan.
Far away in red giant stars.
People are always visiting those.
A blade of grass, as Walt Whitman said, is the journey work of the stars.
I'm sure that there's going to be a combat for Saul.
May have been triggered by a nearby supernova explosion. After the sun turned on, its ultraviolet.
How are they going to balance it out between open, solo, and private?
And these energy sources spark the origin of life.
So I know everybody's probably going to go to open, or maybe solo or something.
We and the other animals are parasites on the plants. So we are, all of us,
Landing pad 5. Looks like it's on the other side of this thing.
They're caused partly by natural radioactivity.
I think naturally occurring wormhole in free space is probably extremely unlikely, but I don't know what to make of black holes. Well, as far as I know, a black hole is like a collapsed sun, basically. So our neutron stars that we use to jump places, those are suns that are collapsing. They're currently in a collapsing state or something like that. So they're ejecting their plasma stuff everywhere. Liquid hot plasma. I don't know much about space. I really wish I did. It's amazing up there.
We have witnessed the life cycles of the stars. They are born, they mature, and then they die. As time goes on, there are more white dwarfs, more neutron stars, more black holes. The remains of the stars accumulate as the eons pass.
Alright, now I'm seeing...
Space also becomes progressively enriched in heavy elements, out of which
I think I got it. Look at that. None of these are serious atmospherics. Alright, let's look at this one.
Influence a world halfway across the galaxy, and a billion
I can do all of these. Nope, I can't do these. I don't see any serious atmospherics until available missions. Yes, things are looking good here. Look at that. Alright. Perfect.
The lives of the stars. Massive suns may evolve through the red giant stage.
Oh my god, you guys. I don't know if I told you this yet or not, but my mom, I got her Oculus Go, and she went and put it on my grandparents' head, both of them, and she put them in a roller coaster.
Most of the stars in
The first thing she wants to show him is a roller coaster ride. Oh my god. So she took like really short recordings of them using it, and watching old people use VR is actually freaking absolutely hilarious. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen. I almost pissed myself. It was so funny. I did drop my phone. That's how funny it was.
Years old enough to have spawned only a few generations of ordinary stars.
Funniest freaking thing
The
ever.
objects we encounter in a voyage through the Milky Way are stages in the life cycle of the stars. Some are bright and new, and others are as ancient as the galaxy itself. Surrounding the Milky Way is a halo of matter, which includes the globular clusters, each containing up to 1 million elderly stars. At the centers of globular clusters and at the core of the galaxy, there may be
Now we're talking.
holes
Now I'm making some money.
purring, the subject of
All right.
future exploration.
Let's see what's left. Riff Raff, that's what's left. Anyways, so my grandma, she put it on her first, and of course she just totally, completely absorbed by it almost instantly as soon as it goes on her head.
We on Earth
And then
and rightly so,
she actually like
our single sun.
freaked out a little bit.
From a planet orbiting a
And
star
then-
in a distant globular cluster, a still more
Who was next? My grandpa was next, and he
but a
yeah.
galaxy-size, a morning filled with 400
he didn't last it.
suns
He didn't last through the
rising of
first
Milky Way.
thing. He couldn't handle it.
Enormous spiral
They had to
forms
take it off his head early.
collapsing gas clouds
Beta
condensing
players
thunder
will
and
have an advantage in that they have 4 weeks to practice their probing skills.
red giants, white
Should give them an
dwarfs,
edge
nebulous
in
stars,
speed when the live pass drops. Are you not on
black
PC,
holes,
Smurfberry?
and there is every reason to think other exotic objects that we have not yet discovered.
I think that the
Such a world,
alright.
high above the depths
PC
of
mixed
the Milky Way,
reality. Alright. How do you like it? What do you use?
as it is beginning to be clear on our
I'm on Oculus.
that we are made by the atoms and the stars, that our matter
Crow,
and our form
you technically need to do what you're doing. Oh, you're under 500 mil? Look at what I'm under.
apart.
I'm under 100 mil. PlayStation Crow. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that
I only have a moment
the
that I
consoles
see
get a separate universe than us.
in the constellation Orion, the first image of the surface of another star. But the most exciting recent stellar discovery has been of a nearby supernova in a companion galaxy.
Oh, PC Master Race.
Chemical
Derp.
elements in the process of synthesis, and have had our first glimpse of the supernova.
Yeah, I've tried the HoloLens at I was at a B-Sides conference,
We're now seeing around neighboring
and it was on a Microsoft campus here in Seattle.
gas and dust just
It was actually Redmond.
explain the origin of the planets. In our
And
world,
I didn't like it at all. I thought it was dumb.
it's like a
Like,
snapshot
it was cool that
of the past.
you could look around and it like everything stayed in the same spot that people left it, but
Planets may be very common.
what I found really dumb about it was that how small the field of view was. Just like you're saying, it was impossible to fit some of the things in the entire field of view. That's how bad it was. Like, people just pulled out these weird, I forget, like pictures, and I think somebody pulled out pizza, and you could like pick up slices out of the circle of pizza or something. I think there was a Super Mario. Anyways, it was just a dumb demo. I'm sure there's cooler stuff you could have done with it. I didn't want the thing on my head for very long because I know that other people had been using it. Why am I going to Cios? Is this a 3 jump? Oh man. Now I kind of want to get a FSD booster and just nix my Watch, it's gonna be one. Oh, it's gonna be 9 light years from Ceos to Sothis. Damn. You know that their second-gen hardware had a better field of view than the first, but they still need to push the performance more. Yeah. They better watch out, because I think someone else is doing augmented reality now, too. It's no longer just Microsoft. I don't think augmented reality is going to take off, honestly. The Power Rangers. It's funny. I watched a little bit of Power Rangers only because it came on, I think it was either before or after the afternoon cartoons, like right after school. I don't know who discovered it in PC. I've never been to SAG Crow. I've been so busy just getting this account caught up with my main account, and I'm pretty much there, except my main account has 1 billion credits and 2 cutters and an Anaconda and a Corvette. Yeah, I got a long ways to go. This account just has an Anaconda and a cutter and some other little ships, but nothing too special. I'm pretty sure the consoles are separate universes though, because we can't play together, so why would they make it so that we're playing kind of in the same sandbox? I'm pretty sure they're separate. Which makes it even more difficult to ever put them together, right? Because if they ever want cross-platform compatibility, they have to figure out who gets their name on what. You think they share the same background simulation? They should. I guess one way to find out is somebody go to someplace that sells rares, like the tea, the Fusion tea, and then someone else try and buy the Fusion tea right after someone else bought all of it. It shouldn't be available for everybody. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that kind of stuff is available. Huh. Hard to say. Yeah, discovery tags should be the same. Well, if anybody's here and serious,
one experience that every
Sothis A5.
every language and culture. The experience of birth. Our recollections of birth are
Was discovered by James Damore.
feel and aura.
That guy's probably famous
not so much
now.
of memories as of mystical transfigurations. It would be astonishing if this profound
Right, it's because of...
did not influence.
Yeah, the tea probably is local. I forgot that you can actually just buy it, fly out, dump it off, fly back in, and buy more.
The mystery of other origins, the beginnings and ends of worlds.
Yeah, PC... The console politics is all because of Sony, really.
How
Microsoft probably doesn't care. They have the Xbox, they have the Windows,
was around?
and it's beneficial for them to have it cross-play.
Might there have been
Yeah.
no beginning?
It's definitely
The
Sony.
universe be infinite.
Rabble, 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 rabble.
Are there boundaries to the cosmos. The current scientific story of the origin of the universe begins with an explosion which made space itself expand. About 15 billion years
They
ago,
think they're
all the
so
matter and
special,
energy that today
Sony.
make up the observable universe were concentrated into a space smaller than the head of a pin. The cosmos blew apart in one inconceivably colossal explosion.
You get that a lot with companies that think they're special, right? They think they've cornered the market.
Space itself
So
began expanding
they're
in
like,
direction.
no, we don't want to share with you because that'll just make you more
You can
popular.
visualize this process with a three-dimensional grid attached to the expanding fabric of space.
God, I hate that. Look at that little tiny jump I have to make.
Was everywhere white hot.
So it's a 3-jump run.
Expanded and cooled, and
I'm
the
gonna
ordinary
fix
visible
that.
light space became dark as it is today. But then little pockets of gas began to grow.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Trails of gossamer
I watched Hello It's Colo
colonies
play
of
that the other
creatures
day. I thought it was
lumbering,
okay.
slowly spinning things.
Kind of looks like Tomb Raider.
Each a kind of
Kind of looks like Assassin's Creed.
shining points. The largest recognizable structures in the universe had formed. We see them today. We ourselves inhabit some lost corner of one.
Yeah, Crow, they're just gauging the market.
We inhabit a universe of galaxies.
It's their strategy is very predictable. So what they're doing is they're going to find out if sharing makes everybody else more popular than them, and then if it does, they won't share anything else. But if it makes Sony more popular to have cross-platform, then they'll open it up to more games probably.
Extend our understanding to the farthest reaches of the universe.
Look at that spaceship. It's got such a huge, what do you call that? That wouldn't even be called a cockpit. That's like a bridge right there.
The majesty of the galaxies is revealed by science. There are many different ways in which stars are arrayed into galaxies.
Crow, how many people you think plays on the Sony PlayStation?
By chance, the face of a
I bet you there's quite a few, actually.
We see the spiral arms made luminous by billions of stars. When, in other cases, the edge of a galaxy is towards us, we see the central lanes of gas and dust from which the stars are forming. In barred spirals, a river of star stuff extends through the galactic center, connecting opposite spiral arms. Elliptical galaxies, giant and dwarf sizes. There are many mysterious galaxies, places where something has gone terribly wrong, where there are explosions and collisions, streamers of gas and stars, bridges between the galaxies. The galaxies look rigid and unmoving, but we see them only for a single frame of the cosmic movie. Their parts are dissipating and reforming on a timescale of hundreds of millions of years. A galaxy is a fluid made of billions of suns all bound together by gravity.
Oh, CQC, yeah.
Giant galactic forms.
I think I heard something about that, Crow. Somebody's starting some sort of thing on CQC on Sundays.
Billions of species of intelligent life.
You might check it on Sundays. They're trying to bring it back.
Is governed everywhere by the same laws of physics. We need a computer to illustrate the collective motion of so many stars, each under the gravitational influence of all the others. A billion years is here compressed into a few seconds. In some cases, spiral arms form all by themselves. In other cases, the close gravitational encounter of two galaxies will draw out spiral arms. But when two nearby galaxies collide, Like a bullet.
That's right. Dark Insanities sounds right. Yeah. And his crew do CQC Sundays. Yeah.
Can be severely distorted.
Should I fix that bot so it doesn't spam every time somebody says Discord? Yeah.
Intergalactic space.
Yeah. You can also do exclamation Discord.
Runs into a larger one face on. It can produce
I set that up too.
the rare irregulars, a ring galaxy.
No, but I really want people to join my Discord. It's brand new and shiny. And I probably haven't set the permissions up right yet, so...
A ring galaxy is set against
So yeah.
of intergalactic space.
What? Docking request denied? I'm in solo play, bitches.
A temporary configuration of disrupted stars. A splash in the cosmic pond.
I'm getting better at flight assist off. Thargoids taught me.
Galaxies sometimes blow themselves up. The quasars, probably billions of light years away, may be the colossal explosions of young galaxies. But we're not sure. Quasars are a mystery still.
There's a pad hog over there. I'm gonna find him.
The galaxies reveal a universal order, beauty, but also violence on a scale never before imagined. The universe seems neither benign nor hostile, merely
Oh yeah.
to the concerns of such creatures.
Dang, I was moving pretty quick there. Alright, FA off landing, here we go. No shields. You guys ready? I'm already gonna smack into the station. I better, nope. Nope. I'm not gonna do that. I have passengers that will probably dump me. They'll be like, who is this crazy pilot?
Caused by millions of stars falling into an immense black hole in the core of a galaxy. Something like a black hole, something very massive, very dense, and very small, is ticking and purring away in the cores of nearby galaxies. Even a well-behaved galaxy like the Milky Way has its stirrings and its dances. The stars of the Milky Way move with systematic
No, just focus on Carl Sagan and everything will be okay. Where am I at? 63 mil. Alright, let's turn these in and see what I get up to.
evolve more slowly than the inner regions.
63
As a result, gas
mil.
and dust pile up in spiral patterns. These places of greater density are where young, hot, bright stars form, the stars which outline the spiral arms. These hot stars shine for only 10 million years or so, and then blow up. But as the stars which outline a spiral arm burn out, new
Almost
stars
30 million in one
leave
trip.
behind them, and the spiral pattern persists.
That's not bad. 28 million?
Has been in and out of spiral arms
Give or
often,
take.
20 times it has gone around the Milky Way. In this epoch, we live at the edge of a spiral arm.
Okay, you guys are gonna hate me.
We've looked at internal galactic motion.
I gotta go
on a
somewhere
small scale
and do
across
something.
a million light years or less.
Oh, come
Motion
on.
of the galaxies themselves across billions of light years is different. That motion is a relic of the Big Bang. The key to cosmology, the study of the entire universe, turns out to be a commonplace of nature, an experience of everyday life. Imagine a moving object sending out waves. It could be light waves. It could be sound waves.
Shields are only needed when
Wave.
you think you're gonna get hyperdicted or, interdicted or
When that moving
you're
object
terrible at being a pilot.
change in
That's right. I'm judging you if you use shields.
the Doppler effect. If you're the engineer in the cab, then the pitch of your locomotive whistle always sounds the same to you. That's
It's who I am, alright? I just judge people.
But if you're standing alongside the track when the train passes, you hear that familiar shift in pitch, the Doppler shift.
I wish you had thrusters in Super Cruise. Like, I wish I could turn sideways and just start flying, like, the same direction.
Is easy to understand once you visualize
FA off and shit.
a station
Oh, Crow uses docking CPU. I need a button right now that does shame. Ding, shame. Shame, shame.
Now, the waves spreading out ahead of it get squashed together, and those spreading out behind it get stretched.
I reserve the right to rough the passengers up with hard landings, so I bring a shield. Wake them up? Is that how you do it? Is that the wake-up call? Slam into the station?
Compressed light waves are made bluer. They're blue shifted. Stretched out light
Well,
waves
hopefully I'm getting a good stream deck for Christmas. Anything I don't get for Christmas that's on my wish list, I'm just gonna buy it.
change of pitch for sound, but not for light. The
Which
train
is basically
traveling
all the rest of my streaming stuff. Right now you guys have to suffer with the bare minimum. A shitty overlay.
turns out
Let's
that the
get
Doppler effect for light
dangerous.
waves
What up, the dude?
to the cosmos. The evidence for this was gathered unexpectedly by a former mule team driver who never went
Well,
beyond
we
his
didn't
grade.
take hull damage, so I guess I'm still happy.
During the
Damn
second
right.
decade of this century, the world's largest telescope was being assembled on Mount Wilson, overlooking what were then
The dude is
clear
banging
skies
hookers and
of
doing
Los Angeles.
blow. Are you drinking White Russians too?
Large pieces of the telescope had to be hauled to the top of the mountain, a job for mule teams.
We are watching a Twitch channel called
One of the partners was a
Cosmos.
young man named Milton Humison.
It's Carl Sagan is the one talking. I don't know if you've ever heard of Carl Sagan. Oh man, I loved when I was a kid. I used to whenever I rode on the airplane, I loved the free peanuts. They had honey roasted ones that were just freaking delicious.
One evening, so the story goes, the observatory's night assistant was ill, and Humison was
Dude, why do you have to run?
Humison was a gambling man.
My laborer just saw that and is about to beat the shit out of me.
Telescope was admired.
Uh-oh.
He discovered
She's
that
mean.
for using astronomical instruments.
Tell her to stop being so mean.
Virtuoso of the 100-inch telescope.
Wait, she'll let you watch people play Elite on Twitch, but she won't let you watch Carl Sagan?
Plate by a great encased mirror 100 inches across. By the late 1920s, Humison was making observations himself.
Or she just saw you were watching Twitch. Oh. Your comment earlier.
Humison by now had his own night assistant to help him with the observations.
Oh. Ha! Well, don't let her see that kind of stuff.
We'll start at 6. I'll be making a spectrogram at the Cassegrain focus.
Yes, sir.
Or
The telescope must be able to point with high accuracy to a designated region of the sky.
she's good. You're in the bathroom. What happened? You run to the bathroom?
Weighing about 75
You need to run to the truck.
must move with a precision
Oh god.
greater than
What's
that
going on?
of pocket watch.
Drama.
Everything must be checked.
Do you need me to make a diversion? Oh my god, you're so fast. Are you the Flash?
The power system must work flawlessly.
It's all my fault. What did I do? I didn't tell you to say banging hookers and doing blow.
Hours before observations are to begin, the dome is opened to allow the temperature inside and outside to be equalized. Humison prepared the sensitive photographic emulsions sheathed in their metal holders. to
I went live today, it's my fault.
from remote
Yeah, this is kind of weird, huh? No, it's on my schedule to go live today. Actually, I went live earlier today. killed a Thargoid, flew over here, did one round of passenger missions, then went and bought a Python. I'm already sick of that Anaconda. Ever since flying my Federal Assault ship, I'm sick of my Anaconda. Does that make sense? Okay, so I came here because I need to steal a module off my Federal Assault ship.
Dangerous.
You were playing some Elite, teaching her how to fly. What's 12 off mean? You get noon off or something, or?
Through the long, cold night, he would have to make fine adjustments, so the telescope would precisely track the target galaxy. The galaxy itself was much too faint to see through the
No, I
big
want
telescope,
stored modules.
it could be recorded
I'm looking for a Guardian
with a
FSD
long
booster
time exposure.
size 3.
So the telescope would be pointed at a nearby bright star, and then offset to a featureless patch of sky, from which, over the long night, the light from the unseen
There it
galaxy
is.
slowly accumulate. The telescope focused the faint white light from the galaxy into the spectrometer, where it was spread out into its rainbow of constituent
All right.
colors.
Well.
The spectrum would be recorded on the little glass plates.
Back to Robogo Mines.
Oh, please.
Are you clear? I'm going to slew to the east.
Yes, I think I'm clear. Just take it easy.
Oh, 12 hours off, 12 on? Dang, that's kind of weird. Yeah, the Anaconda is ridiculous. My Anaconda build is super slow.
Now let's go to MGC 7619.
Well, I guess it makes sense. I work like 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but I only really get about 6 hours off because I ride the bus for 2 hours, once in the morning, once at night. So before and after work.
Dark slide is open.
Let's see, so I work about a 10-hour day at work. Because they don't pay me for lunch.
A large telescope views only a tiny patch of sky. As the Earth turns, a guide star or galaxy would drift out of the telescope's field of view in only a few minutes. Humison had to stay awake, tracking the galaxy while elaborate machinery moved the telescope slowly in the opposite direction.
Yep, Type 9 is trash, space trash. But it has the best storage capacity next to the cutter. I think the cutter has the best, but...
You're clear.
This work was difficult, routine, tedious. But although they didn't yet know it, Hubble and Humison were meticulously accumulating the evidence for the Big Bang.
Somebody should go down to Maya for me and check for meta-alloy emissions.
The galaxy, the more its
Go.
spectrum of colors
Go forth.
shifted to the red.
Whoa! Where'd all these people come from? Hey, thanks for the follow, USA Flavor. What's going on with my notifications? I didn't even get that.
At the end of his vigil, Humison would retrieve the tiny galactic spectrum.
Checking
and
something.
carry it down to be developed.
Yeah, okay, that's weird. Where are my notifications?
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. I'm going to the dark room now. Good day.
Good day, sir.
Whoops.
Humison found a redshift in almost every galaxy he examined, like the Doppler shift in the sound of a receding locomotive. And the farther away from us they were, the faster they were receding.
Yeah, Smurfberry, I expect you to have that done by tonight.
Rushing galaxies were tracing the expansion of the universe.
Don't mind me,
And also
I just
the
totally
conclusion
fucked my
that
overlay.
they captured on these tiny glass slides. Humison and Hubble had discovered the Big Bang. At top and bottom are calibration lines that Humison had earlier photographed. In the middle is the
There it
spectrum of a relatively
is.
nearby galaxy. Every element has
Hold on,
a
let's try this again.
characteristic spectral fingerprint, a set of frequencies where
Boom, there it works now.
Prominent here are two
All right.
dark lines in the violet.
Now how do I refresh all my other
the
crap?
atmospheres of the hundreds of billions of stars
Good God.
that constitute this
Can you
galaxy.
tell I'm new at this?
Nearby galaxies show very little Doppler shift. But when he recorded the spectrum of a fainter and more distant galaxy, he found the same telltale pair of lines.
No, you can't.
Shifted farther right toward the red. And when he examined a remote galaxy 4 billion light years away, he found that the lines
I'm
were
very
red
new.
shifted even more. This galaxy must be receiving
Quick
at
self-destruct,
200
gotta kill it.
kilometers an hour.
Thanks for the follow, USA Flavor. Sorry you didn't get your pop-up. How you doing today?
Astronomer and former mule team driver.
Go America.
Established the expansion of the universe. In discussing the large-scale structure,
Alright,
of
is
the
everything
cosmos,
fixed again?
astronomers
Okay.
sometimes say that space is curved, or that the universe is finite but unbounded. Whatever are they talking about?
In case anybody's curious, I created a new Discord, so the Discord links have changed. Feel free to join me.
Appropriately enough, in a flatland.
But that's not a pressure. It's not completely set up yet. I need more bots. I want all of the bots.
In England. Everybody in Flatland is, of course, exceptionally flat. We have squares, circles, triangles. We all scurry about, and we can go into our houses and do our flat business. Now, we have width and length.
8 jumps, you'll be there?
At all. Now, these little
Well,
curves
Crow,
have little height
I don't know if those missions are ever be back. Don't go out of your way. I was just kinda kidding, kinda.
Flatlanders about left, right, and we know about forward.
So, about,
Never heard.
oh, when was it?
Let us imagine that
2 months ago?
Flatland, hovering
There were these really weird meta-alloy delivery missions at Darnell's Progress in Maya,
and the three-dimensional
and you could stack as many of them as you could fit. So you had to deliver stuff, so you had to bring a cargo ship out there with you.
and decides in a
And
gesture
they were paying like 50 million each, and you could stack 2 or 3 of them at a time
dimensional creature.
if you were
How are
lucky.
you? I am a visitor from the third dimension.
But it was about a 300 mil an hour thing, and the reason it was 300 mil an hour and not more is because you had to board flip to get the
What's more,
meta alloy missions to show up.
coming from his insides, a voice from within.
The CG is out there, huh?
He surely is getting a little worried about his sanity.
I heard the CG is bugged this week, though.
Happy about being considered a
Oh yeah, the CG is in Maya.
and so he
Wow.
to actually enter.
What is the CG this week?
Three-dimensional creature exists in Flatland only partially.
Oh, it's at this place, huh?
Cross section through him can be seen.
Obsidian Orbital, that's right next to Darnell's Progress.
First reaches Flatland, it's only the points of contact which can be seen, and we'll represent that by stamping
Now that's interesting.
ink pad and placing that image in Flatland. And as the apple were to descend,
Thargoid guts and bounties, huh?
we would progressively see higher and higher.
I have become quite efficient at killing Thargoid Cyclopses.
The apple.
In fact, I killed one today, and I had 98% hull left. No, I didn't use a single synthesis.
Inside a closed room. And
I was pretty proud of myself. Cyclops got
only
wrecked.
conclusion could be that he's gone bonkers. Well, the apple
Oh my god, Carl Sagan just said bonkers.
So, not such a
I want that clip.
gesture from dimension to dimension. Makes a contact with the square from below and sends our flat creature fluttering and spinning above Flatland. At first, the square has no idea of what's happening. It's terribly confused. It's utterly outside his experience. After a while, he comes to realize that he is seeing inside closed rooms in Flatland. He is looking inside his fellow flat creatures.
Is it Thargoid bounties?
No one has ever seen it before to his knowledge.
Because that's amazing. I could get the top 10.
Provides as an incidental benefit a kind of X-ray vision. Now our flat creature slowly descends to the surface, and his friends rush up to see him. From their point of view, he has mysteriously appeared from nowhere. He hasn't walked from somewhere else. He's come from some other place. They say, for heaven's sake, what's happened to you? And the poor square has to say, well, I was in some other mystic dimension called up.
Oh, it's just regular pirate bounties? Damn.
Comfort him, or else they'll ask, well, show us, where is that third dimension? Point to it. And the poor square will be unable to comply. What may be more interesting is the other direction in dimensionality. What about the fourth dimension? Now, to approach that, let's consider a cube. We can imagine a cube the following way. You take a line segment and move it at right angles to itself in equal length. That makes a square. Move that square in equal length at right angles to itself.
So I said earlier that my grandparents got this
this cube
test out on VR, and then I thought to myself, wow, I play this game in VR, it'd probably make them puke.
Shadow, we recognize it's ordinarily drawn in third grade classrooms as two squares with their vertices connected. Now, if we look at the shadow of a three-dimensional object in two dimensions, we see that in this case, not all the
I would love to bounty hunt the dude, but I need to earn money.
right angles.
I spent a little bit today. I shouldn't have. I spent almost 200 million today
Part of the cost.
on a python.
Now, let's take this three-dimensional cube and project it, carry it through a fourth physical dimension. Not that way.
You can come bounty hunt with me in deep space. Also, you gotta do all the shooting because I have no guns.
Three directions. I can't show you what direction. Imagine that there is a fourth
I
physical
thought I had a
In that
part
case,
farm,
generate
but it was annoying. Now I'm just waiting for the end.
which is also called a tesseract. I cannot show you a tesseract because
I spent more than that,
are trapped
but now
in
I
three
want a bounty hunt.
But what I can
Well, I need money.
is the shadow
Once the beta's over with, I want to be able to buy those new ships immediately.
or tesseract. This is it. And you can see it's two nested cubes, all the vertices connected by lines. And now the real
Sounds like a shitty deal.
four dimensions would have all the lines of equal length.
Also, the only hostile thing out there is that one asteroid that looked at me funny. Careful, it could be a new race.
While we cannot imagine
Maybe it's the Raxians. They're following you.
certainly think about it perfectly well.
Now,
The dude says you may want to see a psychologist. Should you fix you right up? Who was that directed at?
flat in every direction.
Hopefully it wasn't me.
With one exception.
Oh, he's talking to Smurfberry.
Unbeknownst to the inhabitants, their two-dimensional universe is curved into a third physical dimension. Maybe into a sphere, but at any rate, into something
Actually,
entirely outside
don't go
their-
talk to a psychologist because they might put you somewhere with a white coat
Their
on.
universe still looks flat enough, but if one of them, much smaller and flatter than me, takes a very long walk along what seems to be a straight line,
Where are those 4 million missions at? I want one of those.
suppose he marked his starting point here.
No, no, none of these are 4 million.
His universe.
He never turns around, and he never reaches an edge. He doesn't know that his apparently flat universe is actually curved into an enormous sphere. He doesn't sense that he's walking around a globe. Why should his space be curved? Because there's so much matter in this universe that it gravitationally warps space, closing it back on itself into a sphere. But our Flatlander doesn't know this. After a long while, he'll find he somehow returns to his starting point.
Oh, so you can actually go gather stuff for the CG. Now I want to look at this.
Our Flatlander couldn't imagine a third dimension.
Ooh, power contact.
Sure
Need
deduce
that.
it.
Gimme.
Now, increase all the dimensions in this story by 1, and you have something like the situation which many cosmologists think may actually apply to us. We are three-dimensional creatures trapped in 3 dimensions. We imagine our universe to be
Finally.
flat in 3 dimensions, but maybe it's curved into a 4th. We can talk about a 4th physical dimension.
Okay, let's see here.
No one can point to the 4th dimension. I mean,
Let's try this again.
left, right, and there's forward, back, there's up, down, and there's some other
156
directions
tons turned in.
at right angles to
Wouldn't
those
that, like,
earlier 3
technically, I don't know,
Imagine this
UA
universe
bomb a station if you delivered a bunch of
blow it
Thargoid
up
stuff
like
to
a
it?
4-dimensional balloon. What happens? An astronomer in a given galaxy thinks all the other galaxies are running
Ooh,
away
that
from
one's
him.
5 million.
The more distant
Holy
the galaxies,
shit.
the faster it seems to be moving. This is just what Humison and Hubble found. On the surface of this
I'll take
curved
more of
universe,
those.
there is no boundary or center. The universe can be both finite and unbounded.
Alright, nobody look. Nobody look at what I'm doing. I'm not board flipping, I swear.
To imply to Humison's contemporaries that we were at the center of an expanding
I think I was just in solo
that our
play.
place in space was somehow privileged. But if the universe is expanding, whether or not it's curved into a 4th dimension, observers on every galaxy will see precisely the same thing. All the galaxies
Oh, you know,
passing
you
away
could
from
probably
each
just
other.
go
It's
to
some dreadful
the Thargoid crash site if it's the... Are you getting the
If there's enough
the sensor
moves
fragments?
the universe gravitationally, then it's wrapped in on itself like a sphere.
You can stock up on about
If there
200
isn't
sensor
enough
fragments
matter to
in
close the cosmos,
30
then
minutes,
our universe
if
has
that,
an open shape extending
at the
forever
Thargoid crash
in all
site.
directions. This saddle
If you don't know where that is, I'll link
is
it to
only
you.
one of an infinite number of possible kinds of open universes. Unlike such closed universes as the sphere, open universes have in them an infinite amount of space.
Carapace pieces. I've never heard of these.
If our universe is in fact closed off, then nothing can get out. Not matter, not light. We would then be living inside a black hole. There is one possible way out, though. A hypothetical tunnel or wormhole through the next higher dimension. A place sucking in matter and light. Can we find such a wormhole? Could we survive the trip? We might emerge in some other place and time, perhaps in another universe, or perhaps somewhere else in our own.
If you want to know what it's like inside a black hole, look around. But we don't yet know whether the universe is open or closed. More than that, there are a few astronomers who doubt that the redshift of distant galaxies is due to the Doppler effect, who are skeptical about the expanding universe and the Big Bang. Perhaps our descendants will regard our present ignorance with as much sympathy as we feel to the ancients for not knowing whether the Earth went around the sun. If the general picture, however, of a Big Bang followed by an expanding universe is correct, what happened before that? Was the universe devoid of all matter and then the matter suddenly somehow created? How did that happen? In many cultures, the customary answer is that a god or gods created the universe out of nothing. But if we wish to pursue this question courageously, we must, of course, ask the next question. Where did God come from? If we
You
decide
can also
that
nail the scavengers at the large barnacle sites, nice and open so no wreckage piling up. It's from Scavenger Kills, Smurf Berry Barbecue. I tried that, but the frame rate drop was too much for me.
conclude that the universe always
What?
existed,
Oh.
for a creation is always here. These are not easy questions. Cosmology brings us face to face.
Is the frame rate drop that bad on PlayStation,
Once
Crow?
treated only in religion and myth.
Who knows for certain? Who shall here declare it? whence
Uh-oh, the dude's out looking for passenger ships and blowing them up.
are later than this world's formation.
Look out, all you
The origin.
Ubers out there. Space Uber. I need to rename my ship now. Space
None knows
Uber.
whence creation arose, or whether he has or
It
has
was an
not
accident. How do you accidentally kill a passenger ship?
Only he knows. Or perhaps he knows not.
Oh, you hit a passenger ship.
These words,
Oh,
3,500 years
whoopsies.
old, they're taken
That'll
from
get
the
you a bounty.
collections of early Sanskrit hymns.
Haven't you seen the video?
Sophisticated ancient cosmological ideas came from Asia, and particularly from India.
Keep your
There's a tradition of
keep your
skeptical
speed
questioning,
under 100.
unselfconscious humility
Oh, damn.
before the great cosmic mysteries. Amidst the routine of daily life, in say the harvesting and winnowing of grain,
So if you keep your speed under 100, you could kill a ship full of nuns and
the
children.
universe,
They don't care.
asking this question is a hallmark of our species. There's a natural tendency to understand the origin of the cosmos in familiar
If you haven't seen that video yet, I'm gonna make you watch it.
The hatching of a cosmic egg, or
Because it's hilarious and I'll watch it again too.
The Big Bang is our modern scientific creation myth. It comes from the same human need to solve the cosmological riddle. Most cultures imagined the world to be only a few hundred human generations old. Hardly anyone guessed that the cosmos might be far older. But the ancient Hindus...
Watch out, if it's one of the security ships, they'll have, what is that called? Cascade
like every other society,
something?
noted and calibrated the cycles in nature. The rising and setting of the sun and stars, the phases of the moon, the passing of the seasons.
Uh-oh. That guy better say his prayers.
All over
I'm in a python too.
This ceremony takes place every January, a rejoicing in the generosity of nature in the annual harvesting of the crops.
I forget, do I have a library in here? No, I just have Follow Me.
Celebrate Pungal.
What do I look like?
Even the draft animals are given the day off.
Yeah, I remember now. You will win this or die horribly. Well, as long as it's not a security force, system security force or whatever, you should be alright.
For the coming year.
Those security ships cheat. They have whatever that cascading rails. You get wrecked. I did some fun stuff today, guys. I went out and I showed some people the New Africa,
Pungal.
or whatever that super fast orbiting moon is, out in Epsilon Indy.
The return of the seasons.
And then I took them out and we did some base jumping off of a station into a really big valley, I guess you call it,
And much deeper cosmological tradition.
canyon. We base jumped our SRVs into canyon. And then the last thing we did was we went to Mount Everest and parked our ships at the top and then got out in our SRVs and jumped off.
Is the rejoicing in the fact.
And we were all in VR too, so it was even more fun.
But how could such cycles come
It's
about?
crazy how the side of that mountain, you can't go up it on your SRV. It literally, it'll let you for a couple seconds and then you'll start falling backwards.
Only one of the world's great faiths.
It's the craziest thing ever.
That the cosmos itself undergoes an immense, indeed,
It's just that steep.
number of deaths and rebirths.
Oh, and I saw a bunch of pirate ships out there. But they were clean pirate ships at Mount Everest. So you had to pick up some cargo. And then when you had cargo, they would start shooting you if you didn't drop your
It is the
cargo.
only religion in which the timescales correspond, no doubt by accident, to those of modern scientific cosmology.
Took a couple hours to do all that stuff. The base jumping thing was really fun because I landed on my landing pad with my SRV and it told me I was loitering.
4 billion years long.
The station actually started shooting my ship, but it couldn't blow it up.
Time since the Big Bang.
And then my ship became transparent. Not transparent. It became... Basically, I could fly through it with my SRV. Like it didn't exist or something. It was actually really cool.
There is the
So,
deep and appealing notion
yeah, it was a total bug.
is but
But
dreams
it was really
of
fun.
God.
Got a bunch of cool shots of my ship on the landing pad.
Dissolves himself into a dreamless sleep. The universe dissolves with him. Until, after
We have a wanted in Anarchy. No.
recomposes himself and begins again to dream the great cosmic lotus dream.
Don't worry about that wanted status. Dude, you can actually
There are an infinite number of other universes.
just go to a nearby system and
Dreaming the cosmic
wait a little while. The wanted doesn't follow you all over the galaxy. It's just the one system you got the wanted in.
perhaps still greater. It is said that men may not be the dreams of the gods, but rather that the gods...
Are you still working on that 77 planet system, Smurfberry? Did you find any volcanic planets yet?
And each god has many
Volcanic vents?
stations. These Chola bronzes cast in the 11th century include several different incarnations of the god Shiva, seen here, wedding. The most elegant and sublime of these bronzes is a representation
Are you doing the
of
CG, Crow?
universe
Is that what you're doing?
each cosmic cycle.
You gotta let me know if you find any meta-alloy missions out there, because I am sick of passengers.
God has 4 hands,
Those meta-alloy missions, oh my god, they're so good.
whose sound
Oh, but you won't see them until you're allied.
in the upper left
Never mind.
tongue of flame, a reminder
Just remembered that.
that the universe now newly created
You might see them, you'd have to go into the stuff that you're not
now beyond
qualified for yet.
creation, destruction.
They're straight up not available, yeah. You can still see them, but they're not available, yeah. I got a couple billion off of those. Yeah. Shit, I'm not even alloyed out there yet. But if the meta alloys are there again, I will do everything possible to get alloyed.
Profound and lovely ideas are central to ancient Hindu beliefs, as exemplified in the Chola temple.
What's everybody up to tomorrow?
Asura
I'm just going to be doing passenger missions tomorrow. Actually, wait.
of modern astronomical
I don't think I'm streaming tomorrow. I got a ton of homework that I've been neglecting.
since the Big Bang, but it is by no means clear that it will continue to expand forever. If there is
14 jumps to get to that Type O star. Dang.
then the mutual gravitation of the receding galaxies will be insufficient.
Fuck it, stream.
to stop the
Procrastination is key.
expansion of the universe
Absolutely.
away forever.
Except I have like a really important exam
Than we can see, hidden away
to do.
in black holes, say, or in hot but invisible gas between the galaxies.
Oh yeah, it is. I paid out of pocket for this one.
Together, and partakes of a very Indian succession of cycles.
I'll tell you what, I'll stream the 1 hour video from Frontier.
Universes
No,
without end.
I get in trouble for that.
If we live in such
I'll
a
stream something.
universe, then the Big Bang is not the creation of the cosmos.
I got it. I'll stream Malik doing stuff. There, you can watch that.
of the cosmos. Neither of these modern cosmologies may be altogether to our liking.
So I was looking at my analytics on Google or on YouTube and on Restream, and I noticed that I got the most viewers while I was killing Thargoids. It seems like everybody wants that. What's this exclamation points thing you're doing? Is this something I'm missing? I don't think I have stream points. Should I get some? Should I get stream points for giveaways later? Ah, someday I'll do giveaways.
The oscillating universe. The cosmos has no beginning and no end. And we are in the midst of an infinite cycle of cosmic deaths.
There was not a Malik raid when I was blasting Goids, actually. Oh, there was on Baze's stream. Malik raided Baze.
Life forms, civilizations evolved in the previous incarnation of the universe. Trickles through the cusp. Flitters.
The dude is gonna hit me with a 2x4 and then a $100,000 car. Oh, you want me to give away a $100,000 car?
The death of the universe.
Ha! Okay, when I'm as popular as Ninja, I will totally give out a $100,000 car. Because that would be 1/3 of my monthly paycheck.
Will take tens of billions of years or more. Human beings, or our descendants, whoever they might be, can do a great deal of.
Did you guys know that Ninja makes like $375,000 a month on Twitch?
The cosmos dies.
That's nothing? Are you kidding? Ninja's like the most popular streamer on Twitch. You 3 times that a year? But that's... he makes 12 times that a year. I'm telling you, he makes $375,000 a month. You've never heard of him. Well, I had never heard of him either.
Causality will be inverted, and effects precede causes.
You like your meth better. Don't tell your boss that.
Then I throw the stone into the pond.
You might have to run to the bathroom and then out to your car and then back to your desk.
Universe, about what happens at the cusps, at the transition from contraction to expansion.
Sorry, truck. That's your truck. You don't have a desk? How are you watching?
Kinds of physics and chemistry we have in this universe represent only one.
Do you sit at the floor?
Of possible.
Oh, you're in your room? Wait, what? At a camp. Oh, you're at a camp right now. Is it like a concentration camp? I didn't know those had internet.
If the laws of nature are randomly reshuffled at the cusps, then it is only the most extraordinary coincidence that the cosmic slot machine
I'm rich, bitches.
come up with a universe consistent with us.
That was definitely 30 million that run.
Which expands forever, or in
Well, you know, that's inefficient. You should just, yeah.
Find out the answer to that question, not by mysticism, but through science, by making an accurate census of the total amount of matter in the universe, or by seeing.
Ah, screw it. I'm just going to pick up these 4 million missions. I don't want to board flip. Falling in on Darnell's at the moment. Alright, cool, Crow. Keep me up on the... Don't troll me. I have a ship out there right now on my other account. I will come check up on you.
By looking far out into space, we are also looking far back into time. Back toward the horizon of the universe. Back toward the epoch.
It's crazy how you look in space and you don't realize it, but the light you're seeing is actually like it was generated a long time ago. Like the speed of light is so slow that yeah.
This is the Very Large Array, a collection of 17 separate radio telescopes. All
Looks like I have no choice but to take these really tiny missions.
remote region of New Mexico. Modern radio telescopes are exquisitely sensitive. A distant quasar is so faint that its received radiation,
Yeah, millions of years old.
amounts to maybe a quadrillionth of a watt.
So we literally need to go faster than light to travel anywhere in space and actually live. But
Ever received by
we
all
can't
radio
because
telescopes on the planet Earth.
the g-forces of moving faster than the speed of light, even moving at the speed of light, would kill us.
The ground. In detecting the cosmic background radiation,
It's funny though, a friend of mine had this idea. Instead of
searching for intelligent
filling the cabin with air, you fill it with water.
amounts of energy which are
That would lessen the g-force but make your ship extremely heavy, right? They do have water that you can breathe, apparently. There's like some sort of special
from the New Mexico desert.
water that's full, like oxygenated enough for you to actually breathe it.
The faint radio
Could you imagine that?
collected, focused, assembled, and amplified.
You literally have to drown yourself before you can breathe normally again?
Of nebulae, galaxies, and quasars. If you had eyes that worked in radio light, they'd probably be bigger than wagon wheels.
Yeah, but if you accelerate at a constant rate of 1g, not only is it going to be hard to slow down from that and predict when to slow down, it's going to take a really long time to get up past light speed.
Radio waves reveal.
Now there's talk about
quasars
not actually moving yourself, but moving space around you. It's called dark matter. Space itself, there's nothing in it, right? Except for little particulates of asteroids that got destroyed and stuff.
From the edge
But
of the cosmos slowly accumulate.
so,
Our understanding grows.
what is it if it's nothing? There's no air, there's no nothing.
This is an exploration of the ancient and the invisible.
So it's got to be something,
Continuing human
and we got to be able to manipulate it
grand
to move
cosmological
around.
systems.
So, yeah, like a bubble, exactly. So you take like a balloon, and if you squish one side, well, it pushes the other side forward, right? So the same way works in space. They're talking about how they can,
X-ray observatories in Earth orbits, artificial satellites.
in normal space, you can't go faster than light. Only way we could go faster would be to cheat around the speed of light with something like warp or wormhole. Yeah.
There seems to be
So
immense clouds of
we got to figure out a way
glowing in X-ray
to
between some galaxies.
manipulate the space around us that is made up of no matter,
Clusters of galaxies. Then there may be just
like
enough
a
matter
warp bubble.
to close the cosmos
Yeah.
and to trap us forever.
Like, what is it that we're using in Elite Dangerous? It's kind of a warp bubble, if you think about it. Like,
The cosmos is
I mean, I'm not using any thrusters, right? So what am I using?
evocative possibility.
It's a cheat. I've seen
In science,
the devs say
it's
that
entirely undemonstrated.
what we use for Super Cruise is just their way of cheating.
Stirring.
There's no explanation for it at all. But
To the furthest
I like to believe that it's this warp
is
bubble.
more than a closed electron. In a far grander universe, we can never see.
Yeah, it is something like that. Because you can't,
Is only an
you can
electric
see other
pulse
ships,
from
but
another
they just
greater
look
universe,
like little
and so on.
dots, right?
Also, every electron in our universe that is
Seems
quantum
legit.
is an entire miniature cosmos containing galaxies and stars and life and electrons. Every one of those electrons contains a still smaller universe, an infinite regression, up and down.
Oopsies.
Every human generation has asked
Reverse engineered Thargoid drives, exactly.
cosmos.
Now, wouldn't it be freaky if Frontier was right and there are actually Thargoids out in this solar system somewhere?
One way or another,
Like they mistakenly predicted
forever.
what was out in space with these Thargoids?
planetary exploration, the study of galaxies and cosmology, what this episode was about, have undergone the greatest advances.
I like your train of thought there, Smurfberry Barbecue. In regular space, as you approach the speed of light, it takes more and more energy to go a little bit faster due to relativistic effects. You become more and more massive, so you effectively need infinite energy to go faster because you become infinitely massive. Yeah, so how do we generate basically a sun, right? Some sort of, what do they call it? Fusion? Nuclear fusion instead of fission? Ah, Crow. That sucks, man. Keep looking. Look at all of the... Just sort by cargo, and then check all of the mission boards there. And if you don't see any, board flip and try again, just once.
Important work has now been done. How the galaxies are scattered through intergalactic.
Are there any kind of cargo missions out there, Crow? Like gold delivery or any of that kind of stuff?
Let's get dangerous.
Concentrated in clusters of galaxies, but instead strung out along odd.
Morning, Osh. Well, it's nighttime for me, but good morning to you, Andy. You're sure somewhere there's a race of aliens called the Thargoids? Yes, there probably is in this infinite universe. You know what's interesting about that? You say that, but would we ever be able to find it? Because it's been said that, you know, because of the Big Bang in the beginning or whatever, the universe is constantly expanding. So, and at a rate that we can't travel. So all these galaxies that we see right now could be really, really, really moving really fast away from us and away from each other. So even if we did get this faster than light travel, or this ability to jump between galaxies, it might be too late by the time we discover that kind of technology. There's a guy that says that there's types of super races in the galaxy. There are some that control and harvest all of the energy of the sun that's in their solar system. There's others that harvest a certain amount of the energy from the sun, and then there's others like us that don't harvest hardly any of the power from the sun. Like, it's hard to explain. I only watched the video once, but apparently what we need to do as a race is we need to build a structure around our sun that allows us to harvest that energy and use it. Ah, Smurfberry knows all about it. The Kardashev scale. How you could theoretically measure the capability of a species. Yeah, that's exactly.
Is there a contradiction between the uniformity of the Big Bang radio waves and the bubble structures formed by the galaxies? That's the question.
Crow, I think you might be looking at the wrong faction if there's illegal stuff. Oh, I know what you're doing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there are the ant whatever faction out there does a bunch of illegal stuff. And Osh, yeah, is expanding quicker than we can get there. Yeah, soon we won't be able to get to the moon soon? No. The moon is in orbit around our planet. It's not going anywhere. We're like a 0.05 on the scale or something. No, I think we're worse than that, Smurfberry. I don't think we even register on the scale. That's how primitive we are. But we sure as hell got some kick-ass games. Actually, Crow, it's not like a Star Killer base. It's like we build solar panels that we can actually string up like a net around our sun to harvest that power. It's kind of interesting to think about, but like How would we even get one solar panel close enough to the sun without melting it? Because, I mean, we look at the state of Venus, and there's no way we could ever land on Venus and actually not melt any ship that landed there. So I think the first thing we have to do is create some super special alloy that can handle the heat of the sun. But how do we do that with the limited resources that we have on our planet? We have to discover new elements. So what they're doing is they're out... I think the Chinese are building a robot that they can shoot towards asteroids, and it will harvest some of the asteroid or prospect it, just like our limpets. And then it'll come back to Earth with its samples from that asteroid. And they actually did it. They shot a satellite at an asteroid recently, and it landed on the asteroid. Smurfberry says it's a really fuzzy scale. It only says that you need to utilize as much energy as your planet or your star, but planets and stars are different sizes, so it isn't even accurate. Yeah. Osh says, with things that are on our planet that can only be seen from outer space, back from when there was no space travel, so we must have been visited before by some sort of extraterrestrial being. We have to get first contact. Yeah, so you think that ourselves, we are not capable of creating some sort of special space travel. We need a boost. We need another race to come and teach us their technology, maybe? Seems legit. I mean, people often think that computers were given to us by extraterrestrials, but it wasn't. Somebody figured out what's called a logic gate, and that's what started the whole thing with computers. In fact, one of the first computers didn't actually have a display. It had a bunch of LEDs, or what are they called? LCDs. And people did what was called hacking to make them flicker on and off. So they were just logic gates that flipped on and off and lit up the lights. And they weren't even LEDs or LCDs, they were just lights. Filament lights. Smurfberry, it was Megatron, you're right. It definitely was. Just ceramic composite trade, right? Okay, Crow. Well, that sucks. Nothing else, huh? That's even worse than it used to be. I think the system has to be in a special state for that to work right. But who knows what else that robot could bring back, like viruses that could be extinction level event. Yeah, absolutely. It could be resistant to any kind of antibiotics we have. You're right. It could be a new Spanish flu. Oh, it's in boom at the moment. Okay, so meta-alloy missions were spawning when it was in like Civil War. So it's probably in boom because of that mission, this community goal. I bet you anything. Well, hang on, he says. Do we have new info? I might be overclocking my CPU tonight. I'm noticing that ever since I switched over to CPU decoding.
Beautiful and far more intricate than any lifeless world. Our planet is graced by life, and one quality that sets life apart is its complexity, slowly evolved through 4 billion years of natural selection.
Who the hell is this guy? And why did he... Oh, he's in
You
GCI.
can describe in detail how a rock is put together in a single paragraph. But to describe the basic
Interesting.
structure of a tree
I just got a private message on Discord from someone in GCI, Global Combat Initiative.
It takes a great deal of information.
Do I let the admins know that somebody's going out and messaging everybody on their server, recruiting them?
The measuring rod, the unit of information, is something called the bit. It's an answer, either yes or no, to one unambiguously phrased question. So, to specify what...
Oh no, guys, I'm gonna have to board flip.
Only a single bit. To specify something of greater complexity requires more bits. There's a popular game called 20 Questions, which shows that a great deal can be specified in only 20 bits. For example, I have something in my hand. What is it?
You still have
5? Yes.
making sure the system's in boom and not
Nope.
station. Yes, it's in boom.
C? Yep.
Smurfberry still has paint for some reason. Praise be to Gudamaya. Absolutely, they make good ships.
Well, with only 5 bits, we've made some substantial progress to figuring out what it is.
Osh,
With 20
thanks for coming in today, man.
we could easily whittle all
Night,
the
morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. You're at 7:35 a.m. and you're going to bed? It is 11:36 p.m. for me right now in Seattle, Washington. Have a good night, Osh, or morning, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for stopping in.
In our explorations of the cosmos, the first step is to ask the right questions. Then, not with 20 questions, but with billions, we slowly distill from the complexity of the universe.
So I did something really fun today with my
This game
Discord. I set up a bot that actually reads from the channel.
science. Out here in the great cosmic dark, there are countless stars and planets.
You've been up all night? Holy crap, Osh.
Solar system.
Talk about backwards schedule. Better put a thick blanket up over your window and take a nice long nap.
Should have been operating throughout the
I won't be here when you get back up. Well, or maybe I will be.
alone, which are at this moment inhabited by other intelligent beings.
Before I accept this, let's make sure there aren't any 5 million missions.
What a wonder, what a joy it would be to know something about non-human intelligence. And we can.
Alright, I don't see any 5 million. Oh, but there's a nice one.
Here is an exotic inhabited world, mostly covered.
Oh, 7 Osh. Sleep well, my friend.
We seek the dominant intelligence that lives beneath its fluid surface.
Look at how fast that money's going up. This is great.
This ocean of liquid water, kilometers deep, is teeming with strange forms of life. There are communities of transparent beings. There are societies of creatures which communicate by changing the patterns on their bodies.
I do most nights, though. My sleeping is arse about face, which basically means backwards.
There are beings
But
that
then again, I can manage on 2 hours sleep a day. As far as the CG goes, at 156 tons, I'm top 25%.
flowers that devour
Nice.
passers-by, gesticulating trees,
Yeah. Anything less than 2 hours, I would die too.
plants in a-
I agree, Smurf. In fact, on the weekends I try and sleep for at least 10 or 12 hours. Because I do not sleep during the week very well.
There are beings that flutter through the ocean like waltzing orchids.
What do you guys think of that new Star Trek? Star Trek Discovery? Anybody watch Star Trek? Star Trek fans out there? Trekkie? I'm gonna say the first season was pretty freaking amazing.
Water
I liked it a lot.
Earth.
I thought the giant water bear was really funny. Like, oh, it's on a walled streaming platform. I didn't know that, Smurfberry. Yeah, I've seen it though. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's interesting that it's on a walled streaming platform.
The intelligent and graceful masters of the deep ocean are the great whales. They are the largest animals ever to evolve on the planet Earth, larger by far.
You mean you can't watch it on NBC when it comes on?
Migrated 70 million years ago, in slow steps from the land into the waters. Whales like these humpbacks are still mammals. We humans have much.
Are you not inside the U.S., Smurfberry? I thought you were in the U.S. That sucks too. I'll tell you what, Smurfberry. I hate that Doctor Who is a year behind in the U.S. I love Doctor Who.
Which work well for mammals in the land are not much use here.
Crow says CG seems to be going better than the Colonial one, like this T3 already. I don't like the politics behind it. They're using it to erase the prime line. The timeline? Prime line. Smurfberry. Now the only way to watch it is on the CBS streaming app. Oh. Yeah, I got a buddy who he set up some streaming software and let people watch it. Yeah, Star Trek Discovery. Only the first episode was broadcast over the air? I didn't know that either. Damn. Oh, I get it, Crow. You don't like the politics behind Star Trek Discovery because they're using it to erase the timeline. I gotcha. It's Star Trek. Isn't it supposedly supposed to be a prequel to the other? Like, you can't even tell. You can't even tell it's a prequel. Honestly. If you had never seen any Star Treks before and you went and watched that one, you wouldn't even notice any difference.
Well below the lowest sounds that the human ear can make out. A typical whale song lasts maybe 15 minutes, longest perhaps half an hour. Occasionally, a group of whales will leave their winter waters in the middle of a song, and 6 months later they'll return and pick the song up at precisely the spot that they left it off. Beat for beat, measure for measure, sound for sound.
Well, I am very glad that I figured out that I only needed economy class cabins for this.
An absence of 6 months, and the piece will have changed. A different song will be on the whale hit parade. Very often the members of the group will sing the same song.
Oh god, this part right here in the show. There's like a techno mix to this.
The piece changes slowly and often predictably. I'm not very good at singing the songs of whales.
This part right here.
Here's a try. In January, a tiny fragment of a long whale song might sound like this. Whoop. In February, something like this. Whoop. And then in March, as maybe you'd predict. Whoop.
What a nerd!
One additional
no, they said as much. Because of the license issue, they're trying to erase the prime line for marketing reasons. I didn't know that. It probably won't succeed then, because Star Trek fans are hard freaking core. I kind of want to show you guys what I'm talking about, the techno remix to what he just did. It's freaking hilarious. I'm gonna. I think I'm safe. Let me see if I can find
Is
it.
just a romantic notion that the whales and their cousins, the dolphins, might have something akin to epic poetry?
Alright, hold up here. I gotta do
What
something.
might whales or dolphins have to talk for?
Let's see if I can do this. Do. Picture in picture. Full screen. Alright, we're gonna watch this for a second. You guys ever seen Off the Air before? Paramount owns the movies, or rather, they own the movies prior to JJ Trek. I don't know who owns JJ Trek. It's weird. All I know is that they're also using Trek to promote the stream site as well, because Netflix bought season 1. CBS didn't lose money, but for season 2, Netflix made CBS pay them. Crazy. That companies are getting so money hungry lately. What is that about? What's JJ Trek? JJ Abrams? Oh, those, yeah. It's funny that Spock was allowed to play in those. You would think that they would stop him because they didn't own it. Oh man, I love this show. Off the Air is like one of my favorite shows to just sit back and space out to. This is a good episode too. What do you mean, Crow? The tardigrades, I thought that was original. It's not? Don't they call him the bear cat? Or something bear... Oh, what do they call it? It's a little microbe that can survive anything. It's like the strongest... Water bear, that's right, water bear. I think that's the most amazing part. We're going to find out in the next season what that all means. No spoilers, though, Crow. No spoilers. Oh, the dude is out PKing. I knew it. Bang, you're dead. I knew it. It's okay, the dude. There's still at least 11,000 in-game players. So if you scare off a few new ones, no big deal.
Right, come on then, let's do some proper judo today.
One time, you know, like we used to do back in the schoolyard.
Come on. Come on, let's get started.
Alright, we're coming up on the part where they remix Carl Sagan, what he just did. It's pretty good too. Crow, I don't know what the tardigrades what you're talking about. You gotta find me a link of something. What they ripped off. Oh dude, he attacked you with his mining laser. Likely story. Poor Conda Shields, he says. Here we are. This is the part.
You must first invent the universe. Space is filled with a network of wormholes. You might emerge somewhere else in space. Someone else can come. The sky calls to us. We do not destroy ourselves. We will one day venture to the stars. A still more glorious dawn awaits, not a sunrise, but a galaxy rose. A morning filled with 400 billion suns. The rising of the Milky Way. The cosmos is full beyond measure. Elegant truths of exquisite interrelationships of the awesome machinery of nature. I believe our future depends powerfully on how well we understand this cosmos, in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky.
Good shit right there, huh? Yeah, that's off the air. It comes on Adult Swim at, I think it's at midnight. Alright. That's enough of that. Back to the real thing. Meat Planet. You want me to look up Meat Planet? Yeah, thanks for the link, dude. All right, let's watch Meat Planet. Request by Smurfberry Barbecue here. Oh my headset's pulling my hair. Ow.
Far away in the depths of space, one world lies in an undistinguished sector of an obscure spiral arm on its tortuous passage through a vast, encompassing cosmos. Long ago, when an early galaxy began to pour light out into the surrounding darkness, no witness could have known that billions of years later, some remote clumps of meat would fall together to make a place made entirely of meat called the meat planet, an interstellar gastronomic delicacy. From this distant vantage point, the meat planet might not seem of any particular interest, an obscure and solitary lump suspended in a sunbeam. And yet, it is a giant planet with an interior of liquid beef and pork into which 1,000 Earths would fit. It was formed 15 billion years ago when an early god exploded or something at 40,000 miles an hour. Ages rolled by. The clumps of meat slowly condensed into a sphere, speeding in its orbit around its star. From your orbital perspective, you can see that something has unmistakably gone wrong. Methane seeps out of the insane bovine globe as it placidly revolves around its star. We can readily see overweight brown continents and rivers of blood, generating a vast stain in the surrounding oceans of liquid meat. As you look with
Yes, the
finer
dude,
and
I'm
finer
scared.
definition, the planet is
Keep
revealed to be
watching.
overflowing with meat.
Go
Glued to
ahead.
it by gravity. The soaring volcanic meat mountains, the fierce gastrointestinal habits, the sky red even at high noon, the two dark potato-shaped moons, a cloud-covered place with an atmosphere of corrosive flatulence. There are canyons with goosebumps, kilometers deep, which stand forth in naked and simple beauty. When you examine the continents more closely, you find something unusual. The meat planet is about half covered with fresh meat. There are processes whereby new meat is created and then burned to a crisp by the sun. Our species has discovered many other indications that the planet is geologically active. We have found vast volcanic eminences that dwarf the highest mountain on Earth, the famous gigantic pork volcano, Mount
Pork
Sustenance,
volcano.
well known to astronomers since the time of
This is
Galileo.
making me hungry.
The inside of these volcanic wounds are above the melting point of bacon. On an average day, Mount Sustenance pours out lovely melted pork in vast amounts. Would it be enriched by adding spices? No one can say.
Smurfberry, this is making me hungry. You
During
could
the
go for a
Viking
steak.
robotic missions,
I could go for some
we
pulled
probed
pork.
the planet with knives and forks, and we found telltale signatures of meat-based chemical composition. Yet when the spacecraft made it back to the Earth with a modest piece of an extraterrestrial steak, it was swallowed by a corrupt politician, drawn by a craving it can hardly articulate or understand. Who among us cannot sympathize? Looking at this spectacle of nature, of course we're tempted to shut our eyes and pretend that the meat planet is only a bad dream. And yet, tides of meat continue to ebb and flow across the planet at this very moment. Every time I think about it, it sends a chill down my spine. I am tormented with an everlasting itch to touch the rippling, warm surface. The meat planet
Crow.
calls like a nearly forgotten song of childhood. Our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusion that we have some privileged position in the universe, are challenged by this meat planet grossly rotating in the great vacuum between the stars. we have good reason for humility.
Spelling mistakes cost lives.com, guys. Just remember that. Oh wow, so Star Trek Discovery ripped off tardigrades from a video game? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the characters all kind of look. Yeah. It looks like they just kind of ripped off that game, didn't they? And the game's name was Tardigrades. Gotcha. Huh. Where's my audio?
Play inside our heads. The landscape of the human cerebral cortex is deeply furrowed, and there's a good reason.
Oh, look at that.
These convolutions
Meat Mountain.
the surface area available for information storage in a skull limited size.
Gotta get my Guardian FSD booster that should be here by now. Meat.
Divided into two hemispheres. Over there is the right hemisphere of the cerebral cortex. It's mainly responsible for pattern recognition, intuition, sensitivity, creative insights. And over here is the left hemisphere, presiding over rational, analytic, and critical thinking.
Oh, bang your dad. I mean, the dude. I would love to learn PvP, but not right now.
The dual strength, the essential opposites.
I am a man on a mission trying to earn a couple 300-400 mil before the beta is over. Oh, did I just do that?
Channel through this immense bundle of nerve fibers, which is called the corpus callosum. It's a bridge between creativity and analysis.
The dude is trying to kill tons of people. Well, the dude, I'll tell you not to try, just do.
Between the neurons in the cortex, about 100 trillion bits, 10 to the 14th connections. If written out in English, it would fill some 20 million volumes, as many as in the world's largest libraries. The equivalent of 20 million volumes worth of information is inside the heads of every one of us. The brain is a very big place.
Dude, why do you do that? That's just mean. They never asked you to.
Down there, in the basement of the brain, are the functions that our remote ancestors mainly depended on for survival. Aggression.
Uh-oh, look at you throwing me off my game.
To follow leaders blindly. Lots of things that we can still recognize in our lives today.
The dude, you're not an asshole. I think you're a great follower.
Seem to be located in particular places in the cerebral cortex. On the other hand, each memory seems to be stored in many separate locales.
Wait, did I get 2 new followers? What's going on here? I need to fix my,
Here's one of my earliest memories.
That's a good boy. Lunch is almost ready.
There we go.
That was a long time ago. But its
There we go.
imprint has not faded in the library of this brain.
How did I get 2 new followers but it's not showing up?
But the brain does much more than just recollect. It
Weird.
intercompares, it synthesizes, it analyzes, it generates abstractions.
It generates abstractions, guys.
Like the concept of the number 1 has an elaborate logical underpinning.
Oh, the dude. I won't slip up.
For testing the structure and consistency of the world, but we never see the machine.
I'm never an open.
Analysis, only the conclusions.
There's so much more.
I only go to open when I want to PvP, and I don't ever PvP,
That's
so...
why the brain library has 10,000 tons
Actually,
of information in it.
I take that back. I do sometimes go to open when I'm Thargoid hunting with some friends. But if I ever get griefed by a PvPer, we call on our big dogs. And our big dogs will come pwn anyone that screws with us.
Loose leaf books. We're constantly adding new pages and new volumes.
Try you and your crew. Oh yeah?
Emotions and ritual behavior patterns are built very deeply into us.
Crow.
Of our humanity. But they're not characteristics.
I think the dude is so determined to find someone to stream snipe / PvP that he would buy a PS4 and Elite Dangerous just to come prove you wrong.
We need no longer be trapped in the genetically.
The dude is my most loyal follower.
Lizards and
He watches me every day.
territoriality and aggression and dominance hierarchies.
Notice how I didn't invite you to my private group, dude.
Responsible for what gets into our brains, for what as adults
I won't.
wind up caring for and knowing about.
Look, look.
No longer
Solo
a
play.
reptile brain. We can change ourselves. Think of the possibilities.
I know better than to stream and open play. I'm not that new. Aw, thanks, dude. I know you would if you could, but you can't, so you won't. But it's the thought that counts.
The city, like the brain, has evolved
Boom!
successive stages.
Now that's a light range, or light. That's a jump range right there.
Among the construction
Knock me down to 1 inch of my life and then leave. Sounds like you. Let others finish me off.
A city like
What
New York
others?
built from a small center, and so
Everybody loves me, didn't you know that?
parts still functioning. Some of the major streets date to the 17th century. Its commercial hub to the 18th century. Water and gas works to the 19th. Its electrical and communication systems to the 20th.
Oh, shush. You love me, and you know it. There's nothing to be sorry about.
Faster than the brain. Only 10,000 years ago, the human brain looked exactly as it does today, and we were just as smart. But there were no cities, only a few scattered encampments in the vast primordial forests. Today, it's just the opposite. Forests and grasslands often seem like scattered islands in a sea of cities. If you were an observer from an alien world, you would have noticed that something very
Well, dude, I'm not
happening
gay
in
either.
the last few thousand years. It might take
But
you
that doesn't mean I can't love another man.
you would recognize by its complexity unmistakable evidence for intelligent life. On closer scrutiny, you might even be able to recognize individual intelligent beings. The evolution
Now
of
that's hate speech right there, isn't it?
conscious activity. Millions of human beings working more or less together to preserve the city, to reconstruct it, and to change it.
The dude will do anything for $5. Oh, you're Canadian. It all makes sense now. You got any poutine?
It might be more efficient if all civic systems were periodically replaced from top to bottom.
Stop stealing our cheese.
Everything has to work during the renovation.
That's right.
So the city mostly
I'm
adds
calling you out.
well,
I'm not your buddy, guy.
To function. For example, in the 17th
I'm not your guy, friend.
Between Brooklyn and Manhattan across the East River by ferry. In the 19th century, the technology became available.
I'm not your friend, pal.
Suspension bridge across the river. It was built precisely at the site of the ferry terminal because major thoroughfares were already converging there. Later, when it became possible to construct a tunnel under the river, that too was built in the same place and for the same reason. This use and restructuring of previous systems for new purposes is very much like the pattern of biological evolution.
Or consider 3rd Avenue. In the 17th century,
Is Carl Sagan doing his show from the back of a taxi cab right now?
A little later, there were coaches.
Yep. Yeah, he sure as hell is.
Cracking their whips. And then these were replaced by horse-drawn trolleys clanging along fixed tracks.
Wow, dude.
Then electrical technology developed. And
Dude, calm down a little bit.
was constructed, called the 3rd
You're
Avenue,
going a little overboard.
which dominated this street.
Until 1954, when it was utterly demolished.
Anyway, the L was then replaced by buses and taxi cabs, which still are the main.
You're having a stroke? Well, I wish I could help you with that.
Now, as gasoline becomes a rare commodity, the internal combustion engine will be replaced by something else.
I suggest smoking a little marijuana.
3rd Avenue in
Peace,
the 21st
dude.
century will be by, I don't know, pneumatic tubes or electric cars. Every step in the evolution of 3rd Avenue transport has been conservative, following a
Isn't it legal to grow pot in Canada now?
But the brain is still more conservative.
Oh, you lose your job. That sucks.
This is where the brain, we might have horse-drawn trolleys.
You mean they piss test you?
Buses,
That sucks.
all operating simultaneously, redundantly.
Need to get a job in IT. They never piss test IT.
Clearly in evidence.
Yeah, no, I heard it was legal in Canada. I know a guy.
When our genes
I know a Canadian
could
one.
store all the information necessary for our survival, we slowly invented brains.
I know one whole Canadian, and I tease him about poutine every time I talk to him.
When we needed to know
'Cause
more,
why not?
it could conveniently be stored in brains.
So we learned to stockpile enormous quantities of information.
Oh, and royal pudding.
in our bodies. We are the
I tease
only
Canadians about their royal pudding.
known to have invented a communal memory. The warehouse of that memory is called the library. Libraries also have evolved. The Assyrian library of Assurbanipal had thousands of clay tablets. The celebrated library of Alexandria in Egypt consisted of almost 1 million papyrus scrolls. Great modern libraries, like the New York Public Library, contain some 10 million books.
That's more than 10 to the 14th bits of information in words. More than 100 trillion bits. And if we count pictures, it's something like 10 to the 15th bits of information.
Now I should be able to do this in 2 jumps instead of 3. I'm willing to pay $1 million per time just so that I don't have to do 3 jumps.
In our brains. If I were to read a book a week for my entire adult lifetime, and I lived an ordinary lifetime, and I was all done, I would have read maybe a few thousand books.
Who's quiet for too long?
In this library,
Oh, quite.
that's from about here.
Uh-oh, he's quiet for too long?
Roughly to about here. But that's only 1/10% or so. of the total number of books in the library. The trick is...
You know, I actually have a special hammer just for our servers.
But they're all
for that day when they stop working. And then I can start hitting them.
What an astonishing thing a book is. It's a flat object made from a tree with flexible parts on which are imprinted lots of funny dark squiggles. But one
air-filled ones don't count.
You're inside the mind of another person.
Alright, Smurfberry, thanks for coming and watching my stream tonight. Thanks for keeping me company. I appreciate it.
An author is speaking.
I'm almost out too. I'm gonna get another 100 mil and I'm going to bed. And then I gotta get up early.
Writing is perhaps the greatest of human inventions, binding together people who never knew each other, citizens of distant epochs. Books break the shackles of time. A book is proof that humans are capable of working magic. And this room is filled with magic. Some of the earliest authors wrote on bones and stones. Cuneiform writing is the remote ancestor of the modern Western alphabet. It was invented in the Near East about 5,000 years ago. Its purpose? To keep records. Records of the purchase of grain, the sale of land, the triumphs of kings, the statutes of priests, the positions of the stars, the prayers to the gods. This cone was made around the year 2350 BC. 4,300
A hammer wrench? That sounds
people
painful.
and chiseling away the message on this cone. What is that message? It's a prayer. The inscription on this cylinder honors...
I'm taking out my contacts. No, I'm crippled.
In the 6th century BC. For thousands of years,
there we go.
Into stone, scratched onto
contacts gone. Now everything's blurry.
Painted on bamboo or silk or paper, but always in editions of one copy. One copy at a time. Always, except for...
Uh-oh, blind man flying spaceship. That's right. It's okay. I can still kind of see. I can see well enough to do this. Okay, sure. Now I'll PvP. You ready? Here we go.
Second and the 6th centuries. Paper, ink, and printing with carved wooden blocks were all invented more or less together, permitting many copies to be made and distributed. This is Chinese.
Have you guys seen my sexy python?
It took 1,000 years for the idea to catch on.
Look at this thing. Oh yeah, it's sexy.
Just before the invention,
dead sexy. Get in my belly, python.
1450, there were no more than a few tens of thousands of books in all of Europe.
You hope I crash and burn.
50 years later, there were 10 million printed.
That's not very nice to say.
Became available to anyone who could read. Suddenly, books were being printed all over the world. Magic was everywhere.
Gay confirmed.
It is 23 centuries since the founding
You
of
are
Alexandrian library.
terrible.
Since then, 100 generations have lived and died. If information were passed on merely by word of mouth, how little we should know of our own past. How slow would be our progress. Everything would depend on what we had been told, on how accurate the account. Ancient learning might be revered, but in successive retellings it would become muddled.
So I'll probably be streaming tomorrow morning too.
Voyage through time.
I have a schedule down below my video on Twitch in one of my panels.
The library connects us with the insights and knowledge.
I think I start streaming tomorrow morning at 10:30 or 10. Can't remember. It's gonna be a short stream if I do one. Maybe like 2 hours.
Collective knowledge of the human species.
Yeah, okay. 1:30, that must be like
There's
11:30 then my time.
Bibles
I'm Pacific.
of Shakespeare in the world.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 11:30.
In front of you are limited editions with very few surviving copies. But there also exists in the world.
Yeah, it'll say your time. That's why I enabled that thing. It's kind of cool. It shows people during their time when I'll be streaming. So.
The history of Rome. Books are like seeds. They can lie dormant for centuries, but they may also produce flowers in the most unpromising soil. These books are the repositories of the knowledge of our species and of our long evolutionary journey, from genes to brains to books. Libraries in ancient Egypt bore these words on their walls: nourishment for the soul. And that's still a pretty fair assessment of what libraries provide.
Does anybody even go to the library anymore? I feel like Kindle kind of killed the library.
Even at night.
What's a library? Absolutely. You Canadians don't read any books, do you?
Keeps it alive and provides the tools to adapt to changing conditions.
Oh, sick burn, sick burn.
The long human journey from genes to brains to books.
Maybe Canadians call it a book repository.
By open communication and free inquiry. The units of biological evolution are genes. The units of cultural evolution are ideas. Ideas are transported all over the planet. They reproduce through communication. They are selected by analysis and debate. In the last few millennia, something extraordinary has been happening on the planet Earth. Rich information from distant lands and people has become routinely available. The number of bits to which we have access has grown dramatically. Computers can
You know, it's that thing that nobody goes to anymore.
Information extremely rapidly. In our time, a revolution has begun. A revolution perhaps as significant as the evolution of DNA and nervous systems and the invention of writing. Direct communication among billions of human beings is now made possible by computers and satellites.
It's full of smelly
Intelligence is emerging.
dead trees. Oh yes, university. Don't remind me. If I wasn't already on my last quarter, I probably would have dropped out by now.
Mutation and natural selection are basically random processes. If the Earth were started over again, intelligence might very well emerge. Something closely resembling a human being would be unlikely.
On another planet with a different sequence of random processes to make hereditary diversity and a different environment to select particular combinations of genes, the chance of finding beings very similar
2 months a year of what?
close to zero. The chance of finding another form of intelligence
College?
isn't close to zero. Their brains may well have evolved from the inside out as ours have. They may well have switched
Hey,
elements.
I won't say that college was a total waste. I got laid a couple of times. That was good. Good stuff.
Their speed of thought might be 10 million times faster than ours. Or perhaps their neurons...
Mechanics classes. You know, my dad was a mechanic, and his dad was a mechanic, and my uncle was a mechanic, and yeah.
Among many different organisms. There may be planets on which intelligent beings have not 10 to the 11th neurons each.
Work in camp.
10 to the 20th. Or 10 to the
Oh, that's right.
I wonder
You're a miner. I forgot about that. A diamond mine.
if we could make contact.
Diamond miner. Yeah.
Much in their brains that would be of enormous less interest to ours.
And vice versa. I think extraterrestrial intelligence, even beings astonishingly more evolved than we, will be curious about what we know, how we think, course of our evolution, the prospects for our future. Within every human brain, patterns of electrochemical impulses are continuously forming and dissipating. They reflect our emotions, ideas, and memories. When recorded and amplified, these impulses sound like this.
Good money in diamond mining? Or being a mechanic at a diamond mine?
To read the mind that made these sounds, we ourselves are far from being able to do so. But in fact, we have sent the very impulses you are
I know a Canadian that works at a power company.
Memories of one human being on a voyage to the stars.
Supervisor of a crew with that attitude? I don't know, it's somewhere in Manitoba.
Epic journey to the outer solar system and beyond. Their scientific mission was to explore the giant planets. First Jupiter and its satellites, and then Saturn and its system of moons.
He's an okay guy.
Close encounters.
We taught him how to hack a video game, and he went overboard and got caught, and then thought he was going to get sued.
As an incidental consequence of their trajectories, they will be carried in.
It was a brand new game, a VR game called Orbis.
They will wander forever.
Me and a few friends kind of came up with an idea on how to hack that game. Oh, Crow, not much. You know, the usual American talking to a Canadian. So yeah, we taught this guy how to hack Orbis, and he really did. He went full hog. He did so much shit that he actually got caught. All they did was ban his account, but he was like really addicted to the game, so he actually like went through all the withdrawal symptoms and shit.
The record cover bears instructions on how to hear the sounds and see the pictures encoded on the disc, including
No, we never agreed to anything. As human beings, we are all equal, dude. No, we never agreed to that. Not once. If anything, you'd be agreeing that Americans are better. And you'd be passively agreeing to that because you're Canadian. And then you'd be saying sorry. How do you Canadians say it? Sorry. Sorry, pal.
Genes and brains and books. The recipients, if any, will understand the pictures and sounds incompletely at best. But one thing would be clear about us: no one sends such a message on such a.
I love giving Canadian shit.
Passion for the future.
Oh, look who just passed 200 million! I can now buy another Anaconda if I want.
Perseverance, at least a little intelligence, and a longing to make contact with the cosmos.
Alright, nobody tell dude that I'm board flipping. Oh crap, was I in solo play? I think I was. If you got a problem with that, I will take you outside and throw you in a snowbank. That may teach you a lesson. I'm American, and some of us are, well, you know. Some of you have asked me what state I live in. I have not. But I'll tell you what, if it was an American throwing you in a snowbank, it would be a yellow snowbank. So, neener, neener. You fight all the time because everybody drinks, right? It's about the only thing to do in Canada. Get drunk. In fact, when I was a kid, we used to talk about going to Canada because you could drink when you turned 18. But then we remembered we had friends. And our friends could just buy us alcohol. So there was no point. You got a handgun pulled on you in a bar, so you beat the shit out of him. In Canada?
For all its material advantages, the sedentary life has left us edgy.
No. This has got to be a lie. Canadians are very passive. Nobody pulls guns.
The open road still softly calls, like a nearly forgotten song of childhood.
Right. See, that's my problem with the whole... Everybody, all the gun enthusiasts in America are all worried that all these school shootings are going to cause a ban on guns. But all that's going to happen is people are just going to be carrying around unregistered firearms instead. It's not like banning guns is going to fix the problem.
Has been meticulously crafted by natural selection as an essential element in our survival. Long summers, mild winters.
Right, Crow. It's just like that.
Plentiful game. None of them lasts forever.
Ooh, look at that asteroid belt.
Your own life,
Nice.
bands, or even your species might be owed to a restless few, drawn by a hardly articulate
Did somebody stab you for your diamonds, dude?
discovered lands and new worlds.
We aren't allowed knives over 3 inches? Good God, what are you supposed to cut with a 3-inch knife? Oh, you knocked out his buddy. Dang, there is a lot of fighting. No wonder you like to PvP in Elite.
Spoke for wanderers in all epochs and meridians. He said, I am tormented with an everlasting itch for things remote. I love to sail forbidden seas.
And you all leave your front door unlocked too, don't you? Oh, come on. Conan O'Brien proved it. He went to Canada on his night show. And he went to Canada and he just walked into Canadians' houses. You don't trust the... Now that's racist. Be careful what you say, dude, because I don't allow racism, okay? It's alright. Don't forget to read the chat rules. I don't appreciate racism. I'm a Caucasian male, but I really don't appreciate racism. So
Promising untold opportunities beckon. Silently, they orbit the sun, waiting.
Well, that's good. It's very... It's very not right. We're an advanced enough species to not judge each other by the color of our skin, so... Absolutely, I'm always an open dude. Didn't you know? That's the one I pick all the time. Here, I'll just sit at Sirius Atmospherics for like 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to get here.
In the vastness of the cosmos, there must be other civilizations far older and more advanced than ours. So shouldn't we have been visited?
Yeah, you're not even online.
Now and then, alien ships in the skies of Earth. There's nothing impossible in this idea, and no one
chilling in our truck for Wi-Fi. Man, it must suck working away from home.
What counts is not what sounds plausible.
You maxed out for the day. What does that mean? You used all your minutes or all your data?
By hard evidence, rigorously and skeptically examined. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Well, it pays well, so you got that going for you. 2 gigs per day? What are you gonna do with that? One movie?
This subject has more, I think, to do
You
with
found a way to use 20.
than with science. Let's consider one of the most famous accounts of a supposed encounter with alien beings. On September 19th,
What, you pay for it? Is that how you get how you use 20?
through New Hampshire. They were returning along a lonely road late at night from a vacation in Canada.
Man, if they're gonna make you shack up away from home, they better be giving you all the data you can handle. 'Cause that's bullshit.
You still don't believe it, do you?
No, I don't. There must be a reasonable explanation.
They had observed, so they said,
Porn is also blocked.
light in the sky. By definition,
Well, that's good, because you shouldn't objectify women.
it seemed to follow them for miles.
What's the matter with that dog?
Well, it's okay to objectify men.
After a time, the lighting patterns on the UFO changed.
Men obviously like it.
It appeared to land.
You better be. I better have triggered you.
From driving on.
Come get me. I'm in open. See? Open play.
They said they saw mouthless creatures approaching who were not exactly human.
Barney? Barney, what is that?
At this point, the story becomes still stranger. They lost all recollection of what happened in the next few hours. But weeks later, they said,
Maybe I'll go goid hunting in open someday.
discussed the experience with others.
Then you can come try and grief me, and then I'll call you out in front of the AXI.
26 months later, under hypnosis, they reported that a UFO had landed and that the crew had emerged.
Damn, look at all these ships that scan.
They were captured, they said, and taken aboard the craft.
Getting another $500 phone bill this month. Ouch, dude. Why don't you just get Google Fi?
Barney Hill. Virtually all scientists who've studied it are skeptical, but UFO enthusiasts think the Hill case is a classic example.
It's not available in your area?
Encounter of the third kind. Why? What makes it so special?
While on board, Betty had noticed a book written in an unknown hieroglyphic writing. She was also in a strange window through which she could see a glowing pattern.
One bar of reception. How do you live like that?
They told her a star map displaying the routes of interstellar comets. Afterwards,
More so, how do you play Elite Dangerous on one bar of reception? Thank you very much.
Compelling, plausible, chiefly because of the alleged star map. Here's what Betty Hill said it looked like. Now, why would anybody take this seriously? Because here is a real map, widely publicized by UFO enthusiasts, of 15 selected nearby stars, including the sun, as seen from one particular vantage point. This map includes stars.
Use your phone data, huh?
Several years after Betty Hill recalled what she says she saw in the alien ship. Her map required.
Well, I feel special that you're watching me
there is a resemblance between
on your phone data.
the lines corresponding
$500 phone bill.
have been copied from the Hill map onto the real star map. If we were to substitute some
Thank you very much, dude.
lines for the Hill lines.
Yeah, no, I know. It's so lame. I hated when they started doing that. I remember unlimited data. That was good stuff. Like the true unlimited. So you can only get a terabyte of data and then you get a huge bill, huh?
Are selected from a large catalog of star positions. Our vantage point in space is also selected to make the best possible fit with the Hill map. If you can pick and choose from a large number of stars, viewed from any vantage point in space you want, you can always find something resembling the pattern you're looking for. I'm surprised that nobody could find a better fit to the Hill map. The Hill's own psychiatrists described their story as a kind of dream. There's no corroborating evidence. The star map argument is worthless. And yet, this is one of the best attested cases of UFO close encounters. For all I know, we may be visited by a different extraterrestrial civilization every second Tuesday. But there's no support for this appealing idea. The extraordinary claims...
How much money you're making per minute and deal with it.
There are curious daylight photos of UFOs.
Letting it roll in.
Look suspiciously like hats or hubcaps thrown into the air. Photos can be faked. More common are unidentified lights at night. They're often aircraft.
So do you guys know any good video editing software? I just made a bunch of awesome recordings tonight and I want to like clip them and then make one long video out of it.
You might think is a UFO. Actually, it's a piece of an asteroid burning up.
Cinema 4D, huh?
Most reports of unidentified flying objects turn out to be something else, like a refracted image of a bright planet.
That's not free.
Entry of an artificial satellite.
What is that? Cinema 4D.
Never is there any compelling physical evidence.
No, no, no. That's not free.
Photograph of a strange spacecraft.
Windows Movie Maker.
Device of extraterrestrial manufacture.
I haven't used that in so long. I want something a little more professional than that.
Never. There are reports of such things, but never.
Like, you know that there's a free Photoshop called GIMP, right?
Retains its importance despite
it basically does what Photoshop does,
UFO evidence.
except not as good.
Astronomers, for example, consider extraterrestrial life a subject worthy of vigorous, if
Ooh, Blender, now you're talking.
For myself,
I've heard of that one.
I find something irresistible in the idea of discovering a token, maybe a simple.
How much is Blender?
Which would provide the key to understanding an alien and exotic civilization. This is an appeal we humans have felt before.
Alright, where's that 4,700,000 mission I saw?
1801, a famous physicist was the governor of the French province of Isère. His name was Joseph.
Is it this
Fourier.
4,600,000? That's good enough.
Inspection of the schools in his province, Fourier discovered an exceptional 11-year-old boy, Jean-Francois Champollion.
Jean-Francois, I can't pronounce that.
The boy's precocious intellect and remarkable flair
Free
for language
3D rendering.
already earned him the admiring attention of local
Took
scholars.
a copy from your work. Of course you did, dude. $4 grand per copy? I thought it was $1 grand per copy.
In Fourier's house, determined the course of his life and unlocked the secrets of an alien civilization. Fourier had recently participated as one of many scientists in Napoleon's expedition to the Middle East. He had been in charge
Oh, you just looked it up?
of the astronomical monuments of Egypt.
Crow, you're gonna try and get what deep hole maps first?
Ancient Egyptian artifacts, the mysterious fragments of the lost world. France at this time was flooded with such artifacts, plundered by Napoleon, and now arousing intense interest among scholars and the general public. The boy's attention was caught by a specimen of Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Nah, I have all my bots turned off, dude. I could turn on one for profanity, though.
What do they mean, he asked. Nobody knows, was Fourier's reply. Then and there, Champollion resolved.
I will tolerate
Understand this language
some
read,
adult humor,
the messages
so
of another world,
you're fine.
another time. He became a superb linguist and immersed himself in the hieroglyphics. Fourier edited the illustrated description of Napoleon's expedition. The young Champollion studied it hungrily. To the people of Europe, these exotic images revealed an utterly alien civilization, a world of towering monuments and magical names. Dendera, Karnak.
You made a video on a certain system, Crow? I didn't even know you were a streamer. I'd be more than happy to follow you if I knew that. Or are you just a content creator?
And among them were pictures of something called the Rosetta Stone. And portraits of the people.
You're watching one right now, dude.
of the pharaohs. Egypt became a land of Champollion's dreams. But it was not until 1828, 27 years after his fateful visit with Fourier, that Champollion first set foot in Egypt. With his companions, Champollion chartered boats in Cairo and sailed slowly upstream, following the course of the Nile. It was a journey of many weeks, which Champollion recorded in extraordinary detail.
Yes, dude. But it's just like it.
This was an expedition through time, a voyage across the centuries to another world. Champollion, as an adult, had already worked out a brilliant decipherment of the hieroglyphics. A word, incidentally, that means...
Oh, that's right, Crow. That was you, wasn't it? I saw that.
Now Champollion was making a pilgrimage to the scene.
I can't remember if I subscribed to your channel or not.
The first to understand.
Send me a PM with a link to your channel and I'll totally subscribe.
Champollion wrote, the evening of the 16th, we finally arrived at Dendera. We were only an hour away from the temples. Could we resist the temptation? I ask the coldest of you mortals. To dine and leave immediately were the orders of the
YouTube, both. I'll follow you on both. I don't care.
Alone and without guide.
I know your Twitch already, Crow.
Presuming that the temples were in a straight line from our boat, we walked thus for an hour and a half without finding anything. We finally discovered a man who put us on the correct route and ended up walking with us with good grace.
Twitch is what you get when you do too much cocaine, dude.
The temple appeared to us at last.
Duh.
I shall not try to describe the impression which the porches and above all the portico made on us. We stayed there 2 hours in ecstasy, running through the huge rooms and trying to read the exterior inscriptions in the moonlight. It was with no small rapture that Champollion entered the secret places of the temple and scanned the words.
Almost to the 250 mil. That means I will have made, after this return trip, 200 mil so far tonight.
Joy, confirming that he could understand the writing on these walls.
Which is way less than 80 mil an hour.
I am now proud, he said, that having followed the course of the Nile to the Second Cataract, I have the right to announce that there is nothing to modify in our letter on the alphabet of hieroglyphics. Our alphabet is good. It is applicable with the same success, first of all,
okay, I'll check it out.
Monuments of the epoch of the Romans, and also, which is more interesting, to the inscriptions on all temples, palaces, and tombs of the pharaonic epoch.
Yep, I'm not subscribed yet, but now I am.
Champollion was overwhelmed by the
Lieutenant Crow.
It is the union, he said, of grace and majesty in the highest degree. We in Europe are only dwarfs. No nation, ancient or modern, has conceived the art of architecture on such a sublime, great, and imposing style as the ancient Egyptians. They ordered everything to be done for people.
No problem, Crow. It always starts with the first follower, don't worry. I'll click on and like your videos too eventually here.
This is the great temple of Karnak in Upper Egypt, continuously constructed over a period of more than...
And then I'll download your videos and steal your content and turn them into my own videos.
It was here...
Just kidding. That's something dude would do.
What he had seen elsewhere, he said, seemed to me miserable compared with the colossal conceptions around him.
Duh, he says. But only after getting really drunk and getting in a couple of fights at the bar. And doing hookers and blow.
On these walls and columns at Karnak, at Dendera,
Well, dude, you're not gonna afford many firstborn childs with all that blow.
Correct. But how had he figured it out?
Hey, Dirty Polo. Let's see here. Are passengers good money? What kind of outfitting are you aiming for? Well, funny you ask. I built this Python. I engineered the frameshift drive, and I don't like flying slow, so I dirty drag drived my thrusters, and my power plant is undersized, and then I went with economy class passenger cabins because that's all this place is giving you.
You get better results, he was saying, if you don't think about it too much.
And yeah, passengers are good money if you go to the right place. I am currently in Robigo.
Right out of the field.
It's good money. So here, check this out, Dirty Polo. I just spent, I don't know, 15 minutes going to and from Sothis. I have 224 million right now. 225 million if I round up.
Brilliant English physicist named Thomas Young, he proceeded something like this. This is an exact replica of the Rosetta Stone. The original had been found in the year 1799 by a French soldier working on the fortifications of the Nile Delta town of Rashid, which the Europeans, in their persistence not to learn Arabic, called Rosetta. It had been
and there you go. Now I'm at 252 million.
If we look at it, we see
I think it's pretty good money.
Represents
It's just kind of boring. That's why we're watching Carl Sagan right now instead of me.
ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics.
So
A kind of cursive and later hieroglyphic called Demotic.
it's cool. I get to chill out, talk with the crazy Canadian known as 12 Dude 211.
And discovered that this stone had been inscribed.
While Crow tells me all about playing on the PS4.
In the spring of the year,
And then I get a few random visitors like yourself.
as we would expect, the Greek text.
If you're curious about a ship build, Dirty Polo,
For example, you can see it.
here.
Ptolemaios.
Let's look at my ship build. Okay. So I got 6A thrusters. I only have them up to grade 3 because I ran out of engineering materials, or else they would be grade 4 or 5.
Then the individual hieroglyphs.
You're exploring right now, which is just as boring as passengers might be. Good. Yeah, oh, so bad. You're exploring right now, which is just as boring, so passengers might be good. Yeah, you know, I mean, I can multitask. I'm in VR right now. I got a window popped out above my head, watching the full screen version of the Carl Sagan video, and I have chat overlay over the top. What did 12 Dude 1 say? Oh, 12 Dude 1 just said that he could log into a security system and watch his neighbors. Well, don't forget to record it. Alright, I have a Guardian FSD booster because it gets me about a 39 light year jump range, which means that I only go 2 jumps over to Sothis. My FSD is a 5A. I don't want to inject. There we go. Increased FSD range, grade 5, with a mass manager. I lightweighted my scanners a little bit, not much. Just a little lightweight, because I couldn't afford the engineering materials, once again. I put on some heatsink launchers just in case anyone tries to scan me. And that's it, really. I put a Guardian hybrid power plant, a 2A Guardian hybrid power plant. So it's just enough power. In fact, I'm at 94% power usage with this outfit. And then I have passenger cabins, the biggest economy size I can fit in each slot. So that's basically my ship build. It's a very simple ship build. If you go to Coriolis.io, you should be able to build it yourself.
It's an O. And in this way, Champollion was able to assign letters for each of the hieroglyphs we see here.
And dude, if you get bored, there's actually a website that has webcams on it. I think it's called unsecurecams.com or something like that. Let's see if I can find it.
Different symbols for T, but in English, same sort of thing, F and PH. Champollion discovered that the hieroglyphics were basically a simple substitution cipher. Now, there's other stuff in here.
What is it called? Insecam.
What's that about? Well, he was later able to find out.
Here you go. The dude, if you want to do something
here, there's a P
and feel dirty, here you go.
Name of God, and the whole cartouche read Ptolemy.
Just go check out that website.
Beloved of the god Ptah. Likewise,
there's even some Seattle cams, and I'll tell you, there's one right outside the building that I work at in downtown Seattle.
So it turns out that Champollion,
but I'm not going to tell you which one it is. There's quite a few, actually.
The symbol Ankh, which means life, are ideograms or pictograms, but the key to the enterprise, Champollion's success,
Insecam.org.
that the hieroglyphs were essentially
Dirty Polo, anytime, pal, anytime.
It sounds almost easy.
I'm full of all kinds of useful tips.
Before they figured it out.
And I love to help my viewers. So come back anytime. Stick around for a while and watch Carl Sagan with us. Because it's all about that science.
What a joy it must have been for him to open this one-way communications channel with another civilization, to permit a culture which had been mute for millennia to speak of its history, magic, medicine, religion, politics, philosophy.
Come on, I want a 5 million mission, not these dumb 4 million ones. Lame.
Today, we also are seeking messages from an ancient and exotic civilization. A civilization hidden from us, not in time, but in space. Today, we are
I love how he says it.
Space. From the stars. We have not found it so far. We have as yet no Champollion. But we are just beginning. Perhaps those who will discover and decipher the first interstellar communications are a long
All right, Dirty Polo.
Somewhere.
Feel free to lurk all you want, friend. All are welcome.
Extraterrestrial beings will have a different biology, a different culture, a different...
I'm only going to be streaming for another probably
possibly understand their messages.
Hour, maybe.
A cosmic Rosetta Stone.
Once I get into the swing of things with these passenger missions, it's hard to stop.
No matter how different they are, must have one
it's such good money.
Called science.
Anybody paying attention to what I'm in right now, or was in? I know dude's not watching much.
Every chemical element has a specific signature in the spectrum. So there are identical patterns in the light of a candle flame on Earth and in the light of a distant galaxy. The spectra show
dude,
not only that the same chemical
what am I waiting for?
The universe, but also that
oh, I didn't board flip, did I? I just went from solo to solo. Dude is busy. Oh, now he's going to that webcam site.
millions of light years distant, evolve a spiral form.
I actually went on that website one time and found someone's bedroom on a webcam.
Are at work.
But I think it wasn't an actual, like, someone's house. I think it was one of those houses that goes up for rent sometimes, or on the selling block.
On Earth. The intelligent beings on every world will sooner or later understand the laws of nature. Someday, perhaps soon, a message from the depths of space may arrive on our small world. If we wish to understand it, we first...
Yes, Dirty Polo, it is going to get removed, and it's going to be better. I know the people that saw the preview of everything can't say anything, but they did say that they are very excited for the new changes because it's going to make things way better. So what I think what's going to happen is with the mission server getting implemented, we're going to see that there's enough missions that we don't need to board flip. It's just going to be like too many missions to actually take them all, kind of thing. So
not merely interplanetary distances, but interstellar distances. Ideally, the method should be inexpensive, so that a huge amount of information can be sent and received at very little cost. It should be fast. So
yeah, but 10% on 5 million is only another 500,000. That's not much. 10% on a 10,000 credit mission is 100, or is another 1,000. So it's really not that big of a change. That's like in America, in Washington State, we spend about 10% on sales tax. So anything we buy, we pay an extra 10% on it just for tax. I don't even really care about the tax.
It's located in a remote valley on the island of Portugal. It sends and receives radio signals, but it's so large.
I think more importantly, the mission system itself is getting a big, huge overhaul. These pointless passenger missions are actually going to have some sort of meaning, I think. They haven't really released much about it, but there's something going on with the background simulation that's getting changed, so I have a feeling that there's actually going to be a some sort of a storyline to follow in the game. Which means I'll have to buy a third account so that I can start all the way over again.
With 400 billion stars.
Yeah, Dirty Polo. I think the new exploring is going to be awesome. Someone was in chat earlier today. Smurfberry Barbecue is kind of salty about it because the way that they do exploring, it's gonna totally screw everything up for them. So there are a few people out there that are very worried about the new update, but I think with the new exploration, we're actually going to start discovering way more stuff. Because people will have incentive to actually scan all of the planets in the system, because it just goes so quick.
Only some of them will have planets suitable for life. On only some of those worlds will intelligence arise. And perhaps a few of those civilizations.
I also have a feeling that Road to Riches is going to get a super boost.
If there are many civilizations,
so
one of them should be rather close by.
It's usually about 10 mil an hour right now.
Even the nearest.
Road to Riches is. But I have a feeling that after the update, Road to Riches is going to be like a 50-60 mil an hour thing to do. So it'll be fun, it'll be profitable.
How many advanced civilizations capable at least of radio astronomy?
You'll also be able to bring your friends along and they can earn money too.
The number of such civilizations by the capital letter N. It's a number
depends on many things. It depends on the total number of stars in the Milky Way. Let's call that N sub star. It depends on the fraction of stars that have planets. Let's call that F sub P. It depends on the average number of planets in a given solar system that are ecologically suitable.
Yeah, with probes it's going to be a lot faster, but I don't know if you noticed in the video, it didn't really say what those geological whatevers were. It just said that there were some there. So, yeah. You'll still have to go to the planet's surface and find each one of them and scan it.
Technical communicative civilization, call that F sub C. Finally, it depends on the fraction of a planet's lifetime that's graced by a technical civilization, call that F sub L. If we multiply all these numbers together, we've estimated capital N, the number of civilizations. This equation,
I think the thing I'm most excited for is new ships. I've flown pretty much all of them. Can't wait for a little change.
The program of this equation by carefully counting the number of stars.
Oh, and the lightning clouds are going to be super cool.
We find that
oh, and mining. I can't wait for mining. Mining is going to be freaking fantastic. Everybody's going to go mining, and everybody's going to make video footage of themselves blowing up asteroids.
Motions of nearby stars, and in many theoretical studies, we get a strong hint that many, perhaps even most stars, are accompanied by planets. So, let's take F sub P, the fraction of stars that have planets.
Oh my god, he's doing physics math.
Then the total number of planetary systems in the galaxy is 4 times a quarter.
Crow, do you think the Phantom's going to be a smaller ship or a bigger ship? It was kind of hard to tell from the video how big it was. I think it's going to be a smaller ship too, but it would be cool if it was a bigger ship.
Worlds in the galaxy, a vast arena for the cosmic drama. In our own solar system, there are several bodies that might be suitable for life of some sort.
Like,
the Earth, of course.
I'm not flying a crate, but if we were to look at the back of a crate and count how many little jets were on the engines, I kind of think that the new one has more jets.
Let's choose N sub E equal 2. 2 worlds suitable for life per system.
You think it'll be the same size? You think they're going to do what they did with the Alliance stuff and just copy paste it? It's even going to have the same coffee machine in it?
It's conceivable that might be some impediment, like some difficulty in the origin of the genetic code, say.
I think we have too many Falcon de Lacy ships already.
Very fast after the planet was formed. So let's choose F sub L, the fraction of suitable worlds in which life does arise, as in that case, the total number of planets in the Milky Way in which life has arisen once is 100 billion times 2 times a half, or again, 100 billion. 100 billion inhabited worlds. Now, the estimates get tougher. Many individually unlikely events had to occur for our species and our technology to emerge. On the other hand, there might be many different roads to high technology. Some scientists think that the path from trilobites to radio telescopes, or the equivalent, goes like a shot in all planetary systems. Other scientists disagree. Let's take some middle ground and choose F sub I as a tenth and F sub C as also a tenth, meaning that only 1%, a tenth times a tenth, of inhabited planets eventually produce a technical civilization. If we were to multiply all these factors together, we would find 100 billion times a tenth times a tenth, or 1 billion planets on which civilizations have arisen.
9 main thrusters.
What percentage of the lifetime of a planet is
well,
marked
I think that the other crate, the crate Mark II, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 main thrusters.
It's hardly out of the question that we might destroy ourselves tomorrow. If that's a typical case, then F sub big L would be a few decades divided by a few billion years, or 100 millionth, a very small number, and then big N would be a billion. That's 100 millionth, or N maybe just 10 civilizations, a tiny smattering, a pitiful few technological civilizations in the galaxy. But civilizations then might take billions of years of tortuous evolution to arise and then snuff themselves out in an instant of unforgivable neglect. If this is a typical case, there may be few others, maybe nobody else at all, for us to talk to. But consider the alternative, that occasionally civilizations learn to live with high technology and survive for geological or stellar evolutionary timescales. If only 1% of civilizations can survive technological adolescence, then F sub big L would be not 100 millionth, but only 100th. And then the number of civilizations would be 1 billion times 100th. The number of civilizations in the galaxy then would be measured in the millions. Millions of technical civilizations. So, if civilizations do not always destroy themselves shortly after discovering radio astronomy, then the sky may be
Ooh, yeah, one more trip, and I think I'm going to call it.
from the stars, with signals.
It'll put me at 300 mil,
enormously older
the most I've had in a while.
If there are millions of technical civilizations in the Milky Way, each capable of radio astronomy, how far away is the nearest one? If they're distributed more or less randomly through space, then the nearest one will be some 200 light years away. But within 200 light years, there are hundreds of thousands of stars. To find the needle in this haystack requires a dedicated and systematic search. There are many cosmic radio sources having nothing to do with intelligent life.
What did I just do?
So
Okay.
how would we know that we were receiving a message? The transmitting civilization could make it very easy for us if they wished. Imagine we're in the course of a systematic search, or in the midst of some more conventional radio observations. And suppose one day we find a strong signal slowly emerging, not just some background hiss, but a methodical series of pulses. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, a signal made of prime numbers, numbers divisible only by 1 and themselves. There is no natural astrophysical process that generates prime numbers. We would have to conclude that someone fond of elementary mathematics was saying hello.
Dude, how do people find what?
To attract our attention. The main message will be subtler, more hidden, far richer.
Are you talking about the video?
We may have to work hard to find it. But the beacon signal alone would be profoundly
The beacon signal?
It would mean that someone has learned to survive technological adolescence.
Oh, those cams?
Self-destruction is not inevitable.
Magic.
That we also may have a future. Such knowledge, it seems to me, might be worth a great price.
very likely, some new Shempolian would go on to decode the main message, using our interstellar Rosetta Stone, the common language of science and mathematics. The glories of an exotic civilization far more advanced than we, collected...
There is only a block from where you live. But what's more important is there is a block from where you live.
The receipt of an interstellar message would be one of the major events in human history.
Crow, more reviewing of what? Same size, more compartments? No understando.
A serious and systematic radio search for extraterrestrial civilizations may come soon. Preliminary steps are being taken both in the United States and in the Soviet Union. It's comparatively inexpensive. A search taking decades would cost less than the budget overruns on
the Phantom
weapons system in a single year. Our technology is now fully adequate for this great...
You think it's going to be like a replacement for the Python?
Search program has ever been approved by any nation on Earth. When will we decide to search for what other civilizations there may be in the vast cosmic ocean? But whether there are only a few advanced galactic civilizations or millions, shouldn't some of them have voyaged to Earth?
On the one hand, we've argued that if even a small fraction of technical civilizations learn to live with themselves and their potential for self-destruction, then there should by now be enormous numbers of them in the galaxy. On the other hand, despite claims about UFOs and ancient astronauts, there's no credible evidence that the Earth has been visited, now or ever. But isn't this a contradiction? If the nearest civilization is, say, 200 light years away, it would take them only 200 years to get from there to here.
Oh, I get it.
Light. Even if they were traveling 1,000 times slower than that, beings from a nearby civilization could have come here during the tenure of human beings on the Earth. So why aren't they here? There's many possible answers.
So there's a chance that it might be as fast as the other crate. That's good.
Has to be first to emerge in the history of the galaxy.
I wonder if it'll just be a crate without a ship launch fighter.
That seems to me
a mining crate.
Or maybe there's some problem with interstellar spaceflight that we've been too dumb to figure out. Or maybe they are here. But,
or maybe it'll have nothing to do with mining. Maybe it'll be an exploration ship.
With emerging civilizations, we might imagine curious and dispassionate, watching us to determine whether this year again we managed to avoid self-destruction. But there's another explanation which is consistent with everything else we know, and that's that it's a big cosmos. A great many years ago, an advanced interstellar spacefaring civilization emerged 200 light years away. Why would they come? They would have no reason to think there was something special about the Earth, or no signs of human technology, not even our radio transmissions, which have had time to go 200 light years. From their point of view,
yeah, you're right. They didn't show the bottom, did they?
Attractive for exploration.
How would an interstellar civilization set out to explore its neighboring stars?
Could be that smuggling ship that we've always wanted.
Colonies on planets of nearby stars. But this would take time. Time to find and modify favorable planets. Time to build new spacecraft. Eventually, later generations of explorers would set out, wending their way among the worlds, creating an interstellar nervous system, binding up the stars. Perhaps they would come upon another expanding civilization and encounter beings previously known only from their radio transmissions. Star Wars are unlikely. one civilization almost certainly would be far more advanced than the other. It would be no contest. Perhaps we would cooperate, exploring together a small province of the Milky Way. But even nearby civilizations could spend millions of years roving between the stars without ever stumbling upon our obscure solar system. In a galaxy of 400 billion suns, perhaps no one has found us just yet. But advanced interstellar civilizations would know about many worlds, some inhabited, some barren. Perhaps they would share their findings, assembling some vast repository of the knowledge of countless worlds. They might compile an Encyclopedia Galactica. Suppose we could browse through that encyclopedia. We would choose some nearby province of the galaxy, a region that's fairly well explored, and then slowly leaf through the worlds. The young Champollion was inspired by reading Fourier's description of Egypt. Imagine the impact on us if we could study a rich compilation.
Yeah.
Not merely one world, but
I noticed that too. It didn't have any shields. It's probably just a dev trick. You know, they're flying around in this new ship that hasn't been released yet, so they don't even have shields on it. Or maybe the lightning clouds that they're flying through bring down your shields? Maybe just like in Star Trek, when you fly through an anomaly, it brings your shields down.
Just possible, not too far from our solar system, we might find a planet with a technical civilization only a little more advanced than we. Let's look them up in the Galactic Encyclopedia.
Crow. Alright, who wants to see me kill a Goid? Ah, nah, screw it.
Far more advanced than ours be up to.
I'm gonna turn in these missions, and I'm probably gonna hit the sack as long as I get over 300 million.
Dwarfs our proudest achievements. There may be
It's 1:30 a.m. for me, and that's I'm already up way past when I should be going to sleep.
Or a shell with their planet inside. Imagine the energy crisis of a really advanced planetary civilization. They've used up all their fuels, they depend on solar power. But their growth is still severely limited by the energy available. An enormous amount of energy is generated by the local star, but most of the star's light doesn't fall on their planet. So
alright, how much credits did I earn? Yep, I'm over 300 mil now. Woohoo!
Every photon of sunlight.
Okay, well, you guys know what time it is.
Civilizations would bear little
I see I just got a new person that joined. Sorry. If you guys liked what you saw tonight, don't forget to hit the follow button. I am trying to hit 100 followers. by the end of next month, so I appreciate all the follows I can get. And also check out my stream on YouTube and Mixer. I do get a little traffic to my Mixer and a little traffic to my YouTube as well.
Someday there will be an entry.
Subscribers and followers are appreciated there as well.
Or perhaps even now there exists somewhere a planetary.
And as far as my stream goes, I will be streaming tomorrow. Check out my panel down below the video on Twitch. It'll tell you my stream schedule if I had one. Oh, thanks for the follow, Seven Hills. Appreciate it.
Dangerous.
Come back and check me out tomorrow. I believe I'm streaming at 11:30 PST. I can verify that real quick here. Let me take a look. Oh, 12:30 PST is when I'll be streaming tomorrow. So, the Pacific Standard Time for those of you not in the US. I appreciate everybody watching and hanging out tonight, especially Crow and the Dude for sticking around all night, keeping me company. Good times, good times. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.